Hello, welcome back to the water. My name is Beast, and today we're back with Hoshizora no Memoria. Two things to talk about real quick. First off, remember the fucking email I mentioned recently about from Strata PR? That was something was sent in Freedom Games for about a review key for Dark Deity. Turns out that is actually legit. I was not expecting that. That is actually a fucking legit email, apparently. I basically contacted Freedom Games about it, and their reply was basically, I believe this is one of their emails. However, I will confirm that they did indeed reach out to you, so you are reassured. So yeah, it seems to be legit. So if that is actually a thing, and I get the review copy, I guess I know what to stream next. That's gonna be lovely. Glad even. Other than that, something else I wanted to mention is my uncle is actually gonna get married soon. He's been living with his girlfriend for a while now, and he's finally getting married. And I've just so happened to see almost like a fucking perfect, golden opportunity. This is this would be a fucking prime goddamn wedding gift. Fucking lordship in Scotland. Because yesterday I was just in bed before going to bed, just watching a video, and it's just fucking, it's just sponsored by Established Titles or whatever it was fucking called, and it's basically a site where you can buy 1 square foot plot of land in Scotland, and for every sale, they also plant a tree, basically. And since you own a plot of land in Scotland, then, because when you own land in Scotland, you actually apparently have the official title Lord or Lady. So I just saw it and was like, okay, how fucking funny would it be if at the wedding we just hand them these gifts and they just open it up and it's just fucking certificate about their new lordship. That'd be hilarious. The couple's course is almost $100. Not almost, it is actually $100. In dollar, it is actually roughly $110. So it's probably roughly going to be 100 euros as well. But it's a wedding gift, so I feel it's fine to splurge at least a little there. Don't worry, I'm not gonna be the one to buy it myself. I just basically suggested it to my mother, who went on to say go suggest that to your grandmother. So I called my grandmother and told her about it. And they were like, okay, we are going to discuss this when your mother next visits. So I think they're into it as well. Anyways, today is Monday. Respect for the aged day. And last day before school starts again is also the last day of our club lodging.
さてさて、本日もやってまいりました。テンクルのお時間です。合宿は最後になるけど、張り切って活動しようね。
アスホくん、今日は一段と元気だね。
何かいいことでもあったんですか？
Oh no.
えっと。
Also direct a sidelong glance at me.
アスホさんの視線が小ヶ坂さんに向きました。
小ヶ坂くん、アスホくんに何かしたのかい？
Nothing at all. I have no choice but to fib.
アスホさんがひどくショックを受けています。やっぱりあれって夢だったんだ。
No, it absolutely happened, I promise!
現実に何をしたんだい？
Nothing at all.
やっぱり夢。
I'm caught between two fronts!
なんだか知らないけど、要はバカップルなんでしょ？
Honestly, God, at this point, just like go to, like look easy me in the eye, just ask more, and I will annihilate you. Oh, by the way, for the people who are curious, why no co-host today? Well, those who have checked Scott's community posts should be in the know already. Basically, what this Monday he realized, fuck, his microphone is broken, and it's only gonna come by Friday. I think he said, most likely. So we're like, okay, let's just see how the situation is on Wednesday. Today we saw how it is, and we were like, okay, let's just skip this week. So yeah, that's that. Don't sum things up in that weird fashion.
ここまだ痛いから現実なんだよね。
Also strokes her abdomen while muttering that. Discretion, Asuho! After we did it last night, I carried Asuho back to the club room in my arms as it appeared to be painful for her to walk. It's my first time getting a bridal carry, she told me fairly pleased while curling up in my arms.
小ヶ坂さん、
Cosmo draws near to me and whispers in my
付き合い
ear.
始めて2日目、しかも初めてが学校でなんてお盛んですね。
Well, shit! Asuho stroking her abdomen just now totally gave it
麻
away!
生さんの友人として忠告です。もし麻生さんを悲しませたら、
I definitely won't, but supposing I were to do that, you may cut me down with your naginata.
そうならないことを祈っていますね。
Cosmo appears happy.
2人で内緒話。
Asuho has gone dog mode. What are we doing today, Asuho?
ごまかされた。はいはい、バカップルバカップル。
How is that warranted?
今日は夕方には解散しないといけないし、夜の天体観測ができないから昼の活動だけになってしまうね。
This is the reason why we're all gathered in the club room now instead of letting everyone have free time here and there.
それではトランプでもしますか？トラクルに改名したいんだったらそれでもいいけど。トラクルはもう卒業したでしょ。せっかくなんだしテンクルらしい活動しなくちゃ。
Well, if you don't actually have any activities lined up, then it's fine to just play cards because that's just free time activity they want to do. How about checking out the photos we took the past 2 days?
それもいいけどその前に
Asuho places both her hands on the desk and bends forwards before running her gaze over all the members except for Aoi, who is supposed to arrive shortly.
葵さんが到着したら決めようと思うんだ。来月にやるひばり祭の出し物をね。
Aoi soon shows up at the club room and we start to throw out ideas for our program. In conclusion, we settle on an astrophotography gallery. There are a lot of different ideas and a lot of discussion over what to settle on, but now that we've decided, we have to figure out what astrophotography gallery exactly we should do. We heatedly discuss the matter, and by the time we arrive at a conclusion, it has become evening. Since it's now time to go home, we carry out all the stuff we brought along for the lodging, and leave our club room after cleaning it.
ようちゃん、合宿お疲れ様。
As you're saying that, Asuho and I are here at the gate, just us two. The others are all already gone. They all left by car, along with their stuff.
合宿楽しかった？
Yeah, it was a lot of
何
fun.
が一番楽しかった？
You really want me to say it? Last night on the rooftop, our astrophotography session was real fun.
なんだよそれ。
What'd you think I'd say? Yeah, I can definitely understand why Cosme loves teasing Asuho so much. You were really cute back then.
バ
I mean, when we did stargazing, I let myself get carried away.
カまだ痛いんだからね
You can only keep silent when hearing
歩
that
くの
remark.
辛いんだからね
Wanna link arms? A wave of relief washes over me as she brightens up again. So get going, arm in arm. Speaking of the photo gallery, we'll need to get working on that a while in advance, huh?
そうだねひばり祭まであと3週間ぐずぐずしてたらあっという間に過ぎちゃうもんね
The idea is to display the photos that we all took during our club lodging, along with the maso and okaizum we took in the past. We're also planning on doing written explanations to go along with the photos. That's the sort of photo gallery we've decided to go with for the Hibari
明
Festival.
日から毎晩天体観測したいくらいだよ屋上でようちゃんと星空を眺めてそして
Oh, by the way, since I finished Mashiro, replaying all things Mashiro for Aokana, I've now started playing Kamiyaba, since I'm not allowed to record that. Decided why the fuck not just play it normally. And I'm convinced, 100% convinced, that the devs behind that game just saw my channel, saw my general behavior, my general tastes, and were like, okay, we're going to make his fetishes into a character, and thus Hanayo was born. She's cheeky as shit. She got the mature vibes with the suit she wears out and about. Her sleepwear is like a weird China dress pajama. And in her side route, at first she's like extremely fucking bashful. Which is just yes. The only thing that would have made it more yes would have just make her make her teacher for the meme of it. So yeah, convinced that they just saw my fetishes and were like, yes. Especially since the one outfit that she gets for the date that isn't like the suit, the school uniform, or the China dress pajamas. I'm pretty sure I remember that one having garter belts. So yes. There we go. This happened from that I finished Nanami. And?
分かってるくせに
I was only just guessing, but man, she was seriously thinking that? Are you big on doing it outside or what?
そういう意味じゃないよ
Then could you clarify? You're a surprisingly kinky girl.
違うんだってば
Getting a bit of a lovebird vibe. Well, that aside now,
疲れた
it'll definitely be a bit rough to get pictures ready if we just keep things like we've been doing so far with one session a week. I mean, I'd also like to practice and stuff.
うんだから毎晩やるんだよ
I just hope they'll let us borrow the rooftop key that often. We are allowed to use the rooftop. It isn't exactly permanently open for
ひばり
use.
祭の出し物っていう名目あるし大丈夫じゃないかな
It'd certainly be easier. Guess we're requesting permission to Hisakaki.
この際テンクルに鍵渡してくれればいいのにねわざわざ返しに行くの大
This Panasso suddenly stops in her tracks. What's
変
wrong?
屋上の鍵持ってきちゃった
Also takes the key out of her
合
pocket.
宿終わったから返さなきゃなんだよね
Got the key on you?
岡泉先輩から借りてたの
What for? Why did I get dog mode?
ゆうべようちゃんと二人っきりになるの邪魔されたくなかったから、屋上の鍵かけたかったから。
You could lock the rooftop without the key from the outside, but also having the key on her went ahead and eliminated that slim chance of someone unlocking it.
あんなとこは誰かに見られたら死んじゃうもん。
That's what I. Nice planning, asshole.
ご褒美。
Checked our surroundings and confirmed that no one is around. After that, I gave her a light kiss.
おでこだった。
That doesn't cut
ダ
it.
メじゃない。
Doesn't seem to be what you wanted, but ultimately she is happy about it. I'm actually still surprised about the amount of CGs in Kamiyama where you actually see the main character's face. Like, they have a lot of fucking CGs where you can actually see his face, and that is quite surprising, actually. Gonna go return the key now?
学校戻らない
I'll come
と。ご
along.
めんね。
It's all good. We turn around and trek back. Then I suddenly feel like something is off. What is it? After a number of steps, I realize why. Asuho's always walked on my right, but now she's on my left. Well, since we turned around, naturally our position would wind up inverted. I must feel like this was the first time she's ever been on my left side. I tried to discard that thought as ridiculous, but I don't know why. I just can't. As unbelievable as it sounds, I have absolutely no recollection of her ever having been on my left side these past 2 months. We've been around each other. Hey, Asuho. Asuho? No reaction. I was thinking I'd tell her about this surprising newfound fact. Asuho! Earth to Asuho! Wave my hand before Asuho's face, upon which her eyes dart towards me as she starts.
何するの急に。
Is she blind on her left eye? I don't know why, but I feel like it's gonna turn out that she's like half blind, that she can't see on her left eye or something. And that's why she always walks to his right, because that way she can actually see him. Or something like that. Alternatively, she's half deaf. Well, I've been calling your name for a while.
そうなの？
What are you daydreaming about? calling last night?
バカ！
Stargazing, I mean. Also, his already red face blushes even further.
ようちゃんのエッチ。
She runs off. Wasn't she the preferred one in this situation? She stops shortly afterwards. Come on, don't be reckless now, you'll hurt yourself.
だって。
Let's link arms and walk slowly. After that, Asuho takes my right arm. Okay, I'll see you later then.
ありがとね、送ってくれて。
No problem. And that's the least I should be doing.
えらいえらい。
Such a kinky girl.
ようちゃんなんか嫌い。
I got carried away a little too much there. Ready for school tomorrow? Wanna go to school together? Really gotta get Gina me standing on her own feet one of these days.
ようちゃん、お兄ちゃんの顔になってる。
I'm not.
放課後、バイトは出られそう？
Nah, if we're gonna do stargazing, that'll be at night anyway, so it worked out perfectly.
本当はデートもしたいんだけどね。
You really do love your dad, don't you?
そんなことないよ。
You're making a perfect daughter
真
face.
似された。
Also, we draw near each other and exchange one light kiss. Bye.
Bye bye.
I reckon our relationship is going smoothly by the look of things. Can't see any obstacles in our way at all. Talking is hard.
Asuho、店の手伝いは今日限りでやめなさい。
The next day after school, Asuho's dad suddenly throws those words at her as we're getting ready for work.
どうしたのいきなり。
お前はお払い箱だと言ったんだ。
じゃあ私はお父さんをお払い箱にする。
真面目な話なんだ。
私も真面目だよ。
母さん、娘が不良に育ってしまったよ。
そのお母さんに逃げられたくせに。
小笠原君、
His attention shifts over to
君
me.
ももうバイトには入らなくていいから。
Wait, you're going too fast for me.
バイトなんかしなくても二人で遊んできたらいいじゃないか。
You know, that's nice and all, but A, don't force it. B, Kokosaka, if he doesn't work here, is just gonna work somewhere else because he needs the money. I couldn't say I hadn't seen this coming. I'm sorry, but I want to continue working
君
here.
はアスホよりもお金が大事なのか？
Wait, how do you even arrive at that?
アスホだって店の仕事よりも遊びに行きたいだろ。
うんうん。私もお手伝い続けるつもりだし。
小笠原君と付き合うことにしたんだろ。だったらその時間を大切にしなさい。
お父さんに言われなくたって大切にしてるよ。夜は星見する約束してるし。
夜だと星見くらいしかできないだろう。この時間だったら他に遊ぶ場所もたくさんある。
お父さん、どうしちゃったの？
とにかく二人とも店の仕事はしなくていいんだ。
ゆうちゃん、テーブルの片付けから始めよっか。
あ、そう。
もう、なんなんだよ、さっきから。
Feel the presence of a fight between daughter and father looming on the horizon. I appreciate your concern, but really you don't have to mind us.
そうだよ。お父さんに気遣われると逆に気持ち悪くなるんだから。
母さん、娘は立派な不良。
逃げられたくせに。
小笠原君、
His attention shifts over to
実
me
は
again.
ね、シノからも相談されていたんだよ。
That was a name I didn't expect to come
家
up.
の食費を気にかけてバイトをしているようなら、もしそれが自分のためなら、思い違いだからやめてほしいとね。
It's not for her sake that I'm
本
working.
当かい？
Well, to be honest, at first it was for her, but that's no longer the case. I want to save up and buy myself a telescope.
だったらそれをシノに話しなさい。資金が足りないのなら、シノに相談しなさい。
I can't bring myself to do
お
that.
金の貸し借りを気にするのなら、君が社会に出てから返せばいい。
You're forcing it too much. Like, it's completely like, a telescope is not something cheap. Quite frankly, a parent that just buys you something like that, no questions asked, is irresponsible as well. Like, it's fine to teach the kid, hey, you have to work for this kind of shit.
君の悪いところはね、一人で何でも決めすぎてしまうことだ。シノはそんなに頼りないかい？
Those words hit hard. That's not why.
ならもっとシノもそれを望んでいるから。
I can't say anything back.
ゆうちゃん、バイトやめちゃうの？
I can't say anything to Aso either.
あ、そう。お前もだ。僕のために店の手伝いをしているのならやめなさい。僕はもうそれを望んでいないんだ。お前の時間を奪うことの方が辛いんだよ。
Aso's lips tremble.
違う。
どこが違うんだ？
私はお父さんのために手伝ってる。でもお父さんはそれを分かってない。
僕のためだと言うなら手伝わなくていいと言ってるんだ。
違うんだよ。やっぱり分かってない。お父さんは私のこと全然分かってないよ。
Aso runs off to the back of the house where a regular room of their house also serves as its staff room.
怒らせたみたいだね。
He laughs
娘の
dryly.
気持ちがわからないのは僕がまだ父親として不十分だということかな。
It would be audacious if I said a parent that doesn't understand their child's feelings is just a normal parent, wouldn't I? Wouldn't it?
いや、素直に嬉しいよ。
No, but seriously, just tell them, like, it's fine if you want to, like, make her... It's fine if you don't want her to feel like she needs to do this. It's fine if you make her feel like she can just stop if she wants to because you're alright on your own. But forcing is the wrong fucking angle. I also don't get why Asuho is so mad.
ようちゃん
Asuho reappears on the back of the house, changed into her school uniform.
気晴らしにどこか行こ
She pulls at my hand. What about
う
work?
こんな気分じゃまともに接客できないもん。
遊びに行くのかい？
お父さんには関係ない。
小笠原君も麻生と楽しんできたらいい。
お父さんには関係ないってば。
Asuho keeps pulling my arm, trying to take me outside. Hey, wait, I'm sorry about this, but if you'll excuse me. Take off the apron I have
バイト代
on.
は月末にちゃんと振り込んでおくよ。しかしそれも今月が最後だ。わかったね。
Let me think about
こ
it.
れは店長からの通告だ。君は今日をもってミルキーウェイのバイトをクビにする。
I catch my breath.
勝手に決めないでったら。
仕事上の判断だ。
ようちゃんが辞めるんなら私も辞めるから。
That's what he wants!
そうしなさいと言ってるだろ。
お父さんの
Asuho grabs the apron that I took off.
メイド好きの変態
And throws it right at her dad's face. When I throw a look at him as I'm taken away by Asuho, he's kneeling on the ground, wallowing in melancholy with the apron still resting on his face, on his head. After we get outside, Asuho removes her hand and then coils it around my arm. Her grip is incredibly tight, so much so that it hurts. Motherfucker, it didn't make the goddamn thumbnail! Okay. I opened, because I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna fucking edit this real quick. I got another email from this place, and they did point out it is indeed indeed, alright to fill out the form, and then asked me, like, if they're, about feedback on how the email was delivered. So, this kind of stuff does not happen again. Yeah, they're very nice about this. I do feel kind of like a dick about just messaging them like, hey, are you fucking serious? Or are you trying to scam me? Because that's basically what I fucking said. Like, they're handling this very nicely, considering that is one way to interpret it. Why were they googly eyes? What the fuck? Anyways, that's the one I wanted to use as a thumbnail. Part 16 it is, I think. I mean, I guess it's nice to do this with the nice music. There we go. 16. Save. Export. 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 There we go. That is the right thing to do. I don't know why I'm talking like this. Please shoot me. Don't actually, though. I would prefer to keep my life. But I suppose I'll message them about this afterwards. He does look like a professional email, but it's just a case of the name of the Sword and Axe developers isn't completely right. I mean, it being one typo for cavalry. Unless cavalry is an actual thing. Apparently it isn't, so that's a typo. I guess the main issue is just a fact of I don't I think of myself as not big enough to warrant emails like this, as well as it is a person without a profile picture. If it was like the company logo, I guess it would work better. And then Sword and Axe, I guess. That's the most I can really pinpoint. It's just my own natural cautiousness when it comes to these type of things, I guess. I can only imagine that it is because of what happened just now. Also, I was startled too. I mean, but still, you have to try and understand where he's coming from. Also,
お父さんの気持ちくらい分かってる。分かってるから怒ってるんじゃない。私の時間を奪いたくないって言うなら、手伝いするのだって私の自由のはずなのに。なのに、勝手ばかり言って。
you really love helping out your dad, don't you?
好きじゃなきゃやってないよ。手伝ったきっかけは、お父さんのためって気持ちだったけど、今まで続けられたのは、接客も料理も楽しかったからなんだから。
Then why don't you just tell him that? You can still go back now.
今はやめとく。顔見たら多分怒鳴っちゃうし。それに、せっかくようちゃんとこうして歩いてるわけだし。
I mean, a date? Also tightly latches on to me. I guess that's the quote-unquote conflict that they mentioned that isn't too nice. It's just, yes, you don't get to work now. Because it's just so obviously a thing of, like, it's a nice sentiment, but never force that kind of sentiment on others. Make it so they are 100% aware that it is an option. They do not have to do it, but are still free to. But it's a no weekday, you know. Walk around this time of day, some of our classmates might see us. Or if we don't want to be seen, we can just walk next to each other like normal. You know, I told those in the Astro Circle about us. Zasna was prone to getting embarrassed. I was sure she was thinking about how much she didn't want to get teased in class. Alright, then, let go. She tightens her hold on my arm.
離れたくない。見つかっても頑張る。
You sure? In that case, there's only one thing for me to say. Shall we continue our Hibarigaseki sightseeing tour? The distance between us is exceedingly close. Right after I just transferred into Ibari High, I was totally flustered when Asuho would always draw her face in real close when she's talking to me. Honestly, that's still the case. However, this proximity has now become something precious to us. Since the plan is to continue our sightseeing tour, you make for the waterway as the starting point of our date. We haven't even checked out half of the sightseeing spots and tourist stores in the vicinity here.
運河のこっち側はだいたい見たから、今度は向こう側に行ってみよっか。
We'll be in the neighboring town then.
住所ではね。でも神社と同じで、店の名前はひばりが崎ってついてるのが多いんだよ。
Just when we link our arms again and are about to get going, a familiar face crosses over the bridge and appears in front of us.
よ、お二人さん。仲良さそうにしてるんだな。
It's Asuka. As he notices us arm in arm, the temperature of Asuka's face experiences a steep climb.
ひょっとしてお前ら、付き合うことにしたのか？
Well, yeah.
そっか。やっとか。
Just like the others, his reaction is as plain as it can
時
get.
間の問題だと思ってたんだよな。今日は学校でも妙な雰囲気だったしよ。
Yeah, Asuka is the type where things tend to quickly show in how she acts.
どうせ私は隠し事が下手だよ。
皆星だけじゃねえ。小ヶ坂だってそうだ。
You could tell.
皆星ほど分かりやすくねえけどな。まあ皆星より分かりやすいやつなんかいねえけど。
どうせ私は単純だよ。
今日はバイトよりもデートを選んだわけか。
I actually quit.
なんでまた。
Well,
ま、
reasons.
バイトしてたら皆星と遊べねえか。
That isn't the reason, but I'd just leave it at that.
アスカくんこそこんなとこで何してたの？
新製品のカメラ見にちょっとな。来るべき運命の日に備えて。
Heard any rumors about UFOs or
い
anything?
や、なんも。
Asuka shrugs her
メアちゃん
shoulders.
にも会えないしな。夜の展望台に行ってもさっぱりだ。
Gotta think of it. I haven't seen Mare recently either.
メアちゃん、合宿にも来なかったよね。
Well, there isn't any chance she moves out to town or anything, so she'll be fine.
今夜の星見で会えたらいいね。
Yeah, me too.
天体観測か。
Yeah, and we'd also like to take some photos.
テンクルの出し物は写真展にするんだったか。
Which is why normally we'd want to be doing an astrophotography session on the rooftop together with everyone else, but unfortunately we couldn't borrow the key. Our Astro Circle stargazing day is Saturday. According to Izakaki, they look into allowing us to use the rooftop on more days and also consider making the rooftop permanently open, so we should wait for that.
んじゃ、夜もデートってことか。
Yeah, I guess.
だったらメアちゃんはいない方がよくねえか？
Why is that?
二人きりの方がいいだろ
大きなお世
う。でもせっかくの暗がりだろう。
話。せっかくって
反応してるのは分かってる証拠じゃねえか。
なんだよ。アスカくん、用ないならあっち。
へいへい。写真撮るならおすすめのカメラでも教えてやろうと思ったけど。
そりゃ天文ファンとしてオカルトファンには負けられないから。
俺もひばり祭では無理でもいずれ UFO 写真展開きたいもんだ。
I mean, considering all the photos of, like, UMAs and UFOs, quite clearly, fans of Supernatural don't know their stuff when it comes to cameras. Because it's always conspicuously grainy and bad quality. Same goes for security people. I mean, according to good old Kojima, even when we have high-tech fucking cyborgs and weird muscle fiber things, with fucking nanomachines that'll like harden your flesh in response to physical trauma, you will still have shit security footage. I'll be rooting for you at
ちなみ
least.
ちゃんは借りるからな。
As long as you don't go too crazy.
そういやちなみちゃんから電話あったぞ。お前のことを聞かれたよ。お兄ちゃんが最近妙に浮かれてるとか恋かもしれないと
I'm
かなん
actually
とか。
so elated that even Chidame has started to suspect something. Don't tell me. You told her about me and us.
いや つうか俺も知ったのは今だしな。ちなみちゃんには本人に聞くのが一番だろって答えたけど。
呆れた。
なんでだよ。
ちなみちゃん、ようちゃんに直接聞けないからアスカくんに聞いたんじゃない。
言われてみるとそうか。
Asuka heaves a sigh.
なあ、小笠か。
Asuka throws a look at Aso, then returns his gaze to me.
ちなみちゃん、お前のこと好きなんだな。
I know that.
それって兄弟愛か？
I don't know.
まさか血のつながらない兄弟か？
No comment.
皆星と付き合ってることちゃんと話せよ。
You don't have to tell me that.
ほんとかよ。話したくないって感じだったじゃねえか。
I'll tell her tonight.
そうしてくれ。じゃねえとまた俺に電話かけてきそうだしな。
相談に乗ってあげたらいいじゃない。そのうちに恋が芽生えるかも。隣からさっきが。
Like she just says it and suddenly just fucking like red aura.
安心しろよ小笠か。年下は対象外だ。
My man. It's still so fucking funny how, you know what? Hold on, let me just get this. Because like after you enter Hanayo's route in Kamiyawa, there's one line, and it's just like, how dare this game psychoanalyze me through the medium of the protagonist. Where is it? There we go. There it is. Yukari. Anyway, Senpai's selection of Hanayo-senpai just goes to show that he has a thing for older women. And it's just a case of... Only like afterwards I realized, wait, she's a third year, right? It's like, how dare this game psychoanalyze me via the protagonist like this? Cease! I will not stand for this. Anyways,
俺も妹がいるんでね。
Asuka takes his leave after telling us goodbye.
ようちゃん、ちなみちゃんに話すの？
Someone told me that I should remember the name on the girl that fought with the... Am I just going insane now? Potentially. Sorry about that. Yeah, so make sure to work things out with your dad too.
そう切り返されるとは。
With Gina and also with her father. I reckon we have to properly talk things through face to face.
お兄ちゃん、今日は帰るの遅かったんだね。
I guess. Also made me dinner tonight and ate over at their cafe. Also, and her dad exchanged no words during that time period. After that, we went to the lookout to see the stars. called on Chino and told her I'd be home late in advance, but didn't give any reason.
なんで遅くなったの？
Went to see the stars.
テンクルの活動？
Nah, it was a date.
解消なしのお兄ちゃんからありえない言葉が。
Why are you calling ungainly here? Gina me? Pull myself together and face her. Close her eyes and raise her chin so I flick her forehead.
痛いよ、しびれるよ。ちなみ自慢のピカピカおでこが今頃真っ赤に腫れ上がってるよ、きっと。
Sorry about that. Looks yummy like a dried plum.
謝罪どころか物欲しそうにしてる。
I need to tell you something, Gina me. My face.
ちなみ、眠々だから寝るね。
It's important.
アスホ先輩と付き合ってるんだよね。
That hits me by
今日ね、
surprise.
葵ちゃんに聞いたんだ。葵ちゃんは話したくないみたいだったけど、ちなみが強引に聞き出したんだ。
Suppose it was after she called Asuka.
ちなみ、お兄ちゃんを祝福するね。ちなみはラッキーだよね。お兄ちゃんが彼女作ったって一緒にいられるんだもん。兄弟だから一緒にいられるんだもん。お兄ちゃんとこれからもずっと一緒に。
Gina me.
だからね、ちなみはね、お兄ちゃんにおめでとうって言うんだよ。
Gina me's smiling. She's shedding those painful tears while mustering the best smile she
おめ
can.
でとう。
How dare you do this to me? How dare you make me actually feel bad for Gina me, you fucking monsters? How dare you make me actually feel bad for this massive fucking annoying ass gremlin?
お兄ちゃん、おめでとう。
Ugh. Apparently Scott got Cafe Stella for free from Nekonyan again, but he can't record because of his fucking mic, and then he first needs to finish the series. So
ちなみはずっとお兄ちゃんの味方だよ。
thanks. Thank you, Chinami. Wrap my arms around her, embrace her. Thank you, Chinami. The cheerfulness of yours has always brightened my day. Back as a kid and even now, even though you might be a bit on the foolish side, you're the best sister I could ever ask for. When I call you my dimwit sister, I don't mean it like that. I mean it in the sense that you foolishly love me, the real fool, more than I honestly deserve. I really cherish you for that. Again, how fucking dare you? Still haven't made up with your dad?
うん。
Did you tell him how you feel?
話そうとしても手伝いはいらないの一点張りなんだもん。私も頭きちゃって。
So they're still fighting, it seems. I've left my part-time job in the Milky Way and has also stopped helping out. The situation has continued until today. Since you're both completely free after school to do that, you know, going on dates every day like now. It isn't like I'm not having fun, but speak for both of us when I say that we just can't genuinely enjoy it. If talking to him just by yourself doesn't go well, want me to act as a mediator?
うんうん。 家族の問題でようちゃんに迷惑かけたくないから。
You don't have to mind something like that.
いいの、ようちゃんに頼ってばかりは嫌だもん。
We are strolling through the shopping district. We are fair ways into fall. The roadside trees have already started to assume the colors of autumn, with fallen leaves also on the ground here and there.
半袖だともう寒いね。
She clings to my arm as if to shelter herself from the cold wind. We changed to the winter uniform next week, right?
1週間移行期間があって、来月になったら完全に冬服で登校だよ。
Got excited for that.
そうなの？
Well, I haven't seen you in your winter uniform yet.
別に普通だよ。
Still. I'm sure that even wearing her winter uniform, she'll still walk on my right. Kinda think of it. You're always on my right when we link arms too.
そうかな。
Yeah.
偶然だよ。
We began to have dates every day like this, and opportunities for me to stick close with Asuho have thus increased. That was something I noticed. At first, I thought it was just my imagination. However, slowly but surely my suspicions increased. It wasn't coincidence. Asuho is purposely always on my right. Want to go see the stars at the lookout again tonight?
そうだね。こももちゃんも屋上の鍵パパッと渡してくれたらいいのに。
Well, that's what you'll do next
ひばり
week.
祭まで時間ないから早くしてほしいのに。
There's also the option of taking photos at the lookout, but since getting all the equipment there wouldn't be easy, it is difficult for us all to gather there. But tomorrow is Saturday, so there'll be a regular stargazing session. Things go well, we'll be able to have official stargazing sessions on the rooftop every day starting next week.
そう考えると、ようちゃんと2人で星見するのも難しくなるのかな。
Still have the week on for us, and the weekdays too, once the Hibari festival is over.
そうだね。
Alright then, also, can you check? Also perks her ears and shortly after
聞
says,
こえない。キンキンは聞こえないよ。雨は絶対降らないよ。
maybe because this is gonna sound like fucking like mad talking. Maybe the fact that she's like, I'm gonna go ahead and guess that she's like deaf on one side, not blindness, just deaf on one side, and that deafness is actually what's causing the that noise that she hears when it's about to rain. And that she hears that because of atmospheric pressure or something like that. Like, that's something that is a case with, like, people that have, like, scars as well. Like, sometimes they can start feeling... It just feels uncomfortable, even hurts a little bit when a storm is coming because of the atmospheric pressure. I myself have, 2 of those, here and back there. So... well, I don't feel it as much here because, I'm overall just lucky because both areas where I have those are in heavy usage with, touching things and sitting, that I don't feel it as much. Someone who has like a scar here or something like that is gonna feel it far heavier, far more. Asuho is purposely always on my right. Why is that? There's only one possible explanation that comes to mind. It's gonna be the deafness. How many times does this make it that I've come here to stargaze with Asuho? Maybe by now it has already surpassed the number of times I met with the lookout girl here.
望遠鏡の準備終わったね。
I feel like we could assemble it with closed eyes by now.
私はできるけど、ようちゃんはどうかな。
Maybe we can't now, but someday I'll definitely be able to.
それは楽しみ。
Go the extra mile and assemble it faster than you.
それはどう
I'll catch up to you, just you
かな。
wait.
待ってるよ。
Also, calling your name, Asuho is near me, embarrassed.
ようちゃん。
We have a 30-minute wait to sit through after assembling the telescope. To spending that time cuddled together like this. We kiss. Exchange both light kisses and deep kisses. We rub our cheeks together, stroke each other's hair, put our arms around the shoulders of the other, and hug each other tight. We touch each other in various ways, like such. Then Mare shows up and makes everything extremely awkward. Wonder what Mare would think if she were hidden, watching us somewhere right now. Would she tease us by calling us lovebirds? Would she insult us by calling us dumbheads? Or... After 30 minutes passed, we reluctantly let go of one another. I can really relate to Orihime and Hikoboshi. Just Orihime would weave and Hikoboshi shepherd his cattle. You start stargazing. Also is looking to the telescope. While sending her heart out to the constellations of fall, the love stories they contain replay in her mind. Using this opportunity, I decided to test a little something. Position myself on Asu's left and call her name. Start out quietly and gradually raise my voice. When I call her name for the third time, Asu notices.
何ようちゃん
Just wondering how the night sky is looking today.
月はそんなに明るくないしシーイングも良くて見えやすいよ南大座のフォーマルハウトがとっても輝いてる
That's Fall's first magnitude star, yeah?
秋の星空ではたった一つの一等星
It's really gonna be a case of she's deaf on one side. That's the reason why Fall's constellations appear somewhat desolate compared to the other seasons. And I suppose it's also the reason why she always closes in on people so much. It's subconscious to just help her hear better. Or something.
ようちゃんも望遠鏡使う
Nah, I'm thinking of I'm thinking compositions for photos using the
そっ
binocular.
か使いたくなったらいつでも呼んでね
Also goes back to stargazing. This time I take position on the opposite side. Also is right. From my perspective, that's my left. All this time, also is purposefully on my right. Phrasing it differently, you could say also purposefully avoids being on my left. God, why am I doing this? I say it just because I love her and want to know more about her. Is that just a poor excuse? Asuho? Quiet to call her name. She doesn't react. Call her name and once again, this time a little louder. Still no reaction. Thinking at a volume scale of 5, next will be at least 3. Will be at 3. It's the same volume where also noticed me calling her name back on her other side. Asuho? Nothing. It's because she is so immersed in stargazing. But still, she did notice when I was on the other side. So then why hasn't she noticed now? There has to be a reason. Not my brain, but my feelings warn me to stop. Anymore, and I'll come close to stepping into a very personal space. I use reasons to suppress that warning. After all, even if my hunch turns out to be right, I won't think any less of Asu because of it. No matter the reason, my feelings for her won't change. But then, why am I even confirming it? Well, that is because Asu appears eager to hide that what I'm guessing is the case. She only claims it due to coincidence that she is always on my right. It tells me also I might be bothered by it. She might be bothered by what I believe to be the case, and what in all likelihood is fact. There's no real need for her to be. There are no obstacles in our way. It's because I want her to know that I... Asuho! Asuho! No matter what result may await, it won't change the fact that I love her. Asuho! The volume of my voice is loud enough to classify as a yell. It is well past my arbitrary scale of 5.
ようちゃん
Asuho slowly turns towards me. She isn't startled in the least by my sudden shouting.
今呼んだ
Asuho registers my shaky, shrill yell as part of a normal, nonchalant conversation. Asuho,
何
I say it in the most casual tone possible to make sure it doesn't sound like anything serious. You have hearing problems with your right ear, don't you? However, her facial expression changes noticeably upon hearing that. Even through this dim light, I can see her face visibly stiffen. That's why you always draw your face super close when you talk to people. The reason behind you hearing a buzzing when rain's near, almost like a scar that would itch. It's also the reason why you are always on my right. There was no fissure or barrier between us. Something like that could never form between us. That is what I desperately tell myself. Feelings of guilt. That I've committed some terrible mistake that it can't be undone. Cancels that out entirely. It's all because your right ear is bad, right? Finish talking, upon which Asuho quickly casts her eyes down.
そんなことないや。
Asuho, you really don't have to hide it.
そんなことないか
Why are you trying to hide it? I
ら
don't...
嫌いになった
A low, despondent
嫌い
voice.
になったよね
I get the urge to strongly shake my head. I'd never come to hate you because of something like
よ
this.
うちゃんは優しいから
Kindness, consideration, that has nothing to do with this. I love you.
あそっか
Now no tears are coming down her
私
face.
ようちゃんに隠し事しちゃったから
And her face looks just as if she's
最
crying.
初から嫌われるしかなかったのかな
Look, I'm telling you, I don't hate you, not even close to it.
ようちゃん優しすぎるから
I said that has nothing to do with
ご
it.
めんね
What is this? Related to her hearing impairment, my words have stopped reaching
そ
Asuho.
うだよ私生まれた時から右耳がよく聞こえないんだ先天性の聴覚障害なんだって何も聞こえないわけじゃないし左耳は普通だしで日常生活に支障は当てないから今まで誰にも話してなかったけどごめん隠し事よくないもんねようちゃん言ってたもんね
I just hear this overwhelming urge to yell out. I just have this overwhelming urge to yell out. I don't care about that right now. It's only natural you didn't say anything about it. You didn't do anything
よ
wrong.
うちゃんのこと騙してて
Asuho,
ごめん
seems so far away. My voice won't reach her no matter
嘘
what.
ついて
Her heart feels so distant.
こんなんじゃ彼女失格だよね
My God! Jesus! Woman! She felt so close to me before. It's only taken a trifling issue like this to open up such a vast rift between us. Why? Why did this happen? What's causing this? Asuho then starts to assemble the telescope. In the meantime, I try getting Asuho to listen over and over again. Try explaining to her that I don't care, that I still love her no matter what. But she always answers me with the following. You're not to blame. I'm the one who did something wrong. Why, God damn it! Let me guess. She thinks it's her fault that her mom left. Why, God damn it! Why have my words stopped reaching her? What is this fissure that suddenly formed between us? Just what is it that is getting between us?
送ってくれなくてもよかったのに
You're my girlfriend, of course I do. Listen, Asuho, I know you might be tired of hearing it by now, but
いいんだよ変に気を使わなくても
even if she's tired of hearing it, I can only repeat it over and over again. Honestly, God, at this point, I would actually show some kind of fucking answer. I'm not just being fucking considerate here. Fucking listen for once. Trying to stay neutral. No, getting emotional here might actually work better. She thinks you're just being considerate. You're just being nice. Just scream at her I don't fucking care about this shit. How about you listen to me? This has nothing to do with being kind, considerate, any of that. I love you. Asuho. Draw close to her and try to kiss.
いや
She rejects me. Also averts her face from me and pushes
十
me
分
away.
だからこれ以上はもう
Also turns her back.
彼女にしてくれてありがとね
Okay, now I see what the fucking drama is, and I fucking hate it. She'll just fucking immediately grabbed her and shaking her out of her goddamn stupor at the fucking lookout. After leaving me with those words, Asa goes inside. God fucking damn it. I didn't need any words of thanks. I didn't need any of it. My gratitude, that feeling that you thought I was doing all this out of pity or something. Well, that everything I did was only natural for a boyfriend. Well, that's what being in a relationship was supposed to be. Am I wrong, Asuho? Lately, I've been going to school together with Asuho. She came over to my place to pick me up every morning. Morning greetings we used to exchange in the classroom were done here instead. We have Saturday school today. Apparently the fact that today is the fall equinox holiday doesn't change that, so I figured she will come pick me up as usual. But she never shows up. After calling her cell phone, but no luck. As it edges closer and closer towards the starting time for school, I decide to go ahead and just leave. Also, doesn't attend Saturday school, since she usually just sleeps whenever she is there with me anyways. It isn't too different from usual. I just sit and study by myself. But the simple fact that the seat to my right is empty creates a hole in my chest. Once Saturday school is over, I head straight to the Milky Way without even bothering to stop by home first. Still haven't gotten through to her cell phone, so I don't even know whether she's home or not. I just want to see her face so badly. If she's upset with me, I'll apologize. If she is sad, I'll console her. I just want to see her smile again quickly.
アスオなら自分の部屋にいると思うよ。
It was lunchtime, so as you'd expect, her dad seems to have his hands full. I feel a bit bad about bothering him during a rush, but I still go over and ask him about us.
確認はしていないけど、外出した様子もないからね。
Thank you.
いやいや、な。
You look exhausted.
この数日、アスオがまともに口を聞いてくれなくてね。困ったものだよ。
He laughs dryly. Head upstairs where Asu's room is located and knock on her door. Also try saying something, but don't get any reply. Keep knocking at the door and calling her name in intervals, but I don't hear any sound from inside. Is she gone or is she simply ignoring me? I would open the door, but I feel like that would only result in Asu distancing herself further from me. So I decide to go back downstairs to the cafe for now. Sit down at the table and order something for lunch. My plan is to wait for the lunch rush to subside and then talk things through with her dad. At the moment, the only reason I can think of for her sudden change in attitude towards me is the hearing issue.
アスオはどうしたんだい？
He brings me a drink as I'm eating.
デートに誘いに来たんだろ？
Not really, actually.
さては、血は喧嘩でもしたのかな？
He sits down opposite of me. I wouldn't say it's anything like that, but when I called her in front of her room, she didn't come out.
早く仲直りするんだよ。
You as well.
男二人でなんだか妙な会話だな。
He is laughing, but I'm far from in the mood.
話は変わるけど、小笠原君、
Yes.
天体望遠鏡を買いたいこと、シノには話したかい？
Found myself at a loss for how to reply.
まだのようだね。
Yeah.
僕が言える立場じゃないが、早く話してみなさい。シノを頼ってみなさい。きっと喜ぶから。
Is that big of an issue for her?
ああ。親というのは、そういうものだろ。シノは、君を本当の息子だと思ってくれているんじゃないかな。
Angina herself said something similar. I mean to talk to her about it eventually.
それがいい。
Having finished eating, I pressed my hands together. Don't you need to get back to work?
君が最後のお客だからね。休憩だよ。
Could you spare me a few moments then? I also came here because I wanted to talk about something with you.
なんだい？
It's about Asu's right ear. He leans back, thrusting his weight to the
そう
chair.
か。アスオから聞いたのか。
It's a hereditary hearing impairment, I think she said.
ああ。医者に聞かされた時は慌てもしたけど、ご覧の通り元気に育ってくれたからね。むしろ偏見の目で見がちな周囲の方を気にしてしまうくらいだよ。
I would never do
分か
that.
ってるよ。
But even so, also might have been worried about that I would.
先天性の聴覚障害者というのはね、発話障害も伴う場合が多いそうなんだ。だけどアスホは普通に話すことができた。それどころか左耳は正常で日常生活を送るには困らなかった。それで安心したのかもしれない。僕はそんなアスホを知っても家庭より仕事を選んだ。以前にも話した通り、保護者の務めを放棄してしまったんだよ。本当なら家でアスホを守るべきだったのにね。
He forms a
麻
feeble
生は
smile.
昔からあんな感じに元気でね。目を離すとすぐにどっかに行ってしまうような子供だったんだ。だから小学生の頃には一歩間違えたら大怪我という事故も起きた。僕は今でも責任を感じている。麻生のそばについてやらずに星ばかり追っていた自分に嫌気がさしてる。天文学とは宇宙を研究する巨大科学だ。莫大な資金をかけるくせに直接僕らの生活には役立ちはしない。僕が目を向けるべきはそんな遠くにある存在ではなく、すぐ近くにある存在だったというわけさ。
He says with self-derision and continues
僕はね、
on.
小笠君、君と麻生がどんな理由で喧嘩したかは知らないけど、これだけは言える。麻生の聴覚障害は今話したように僕と麻生の間に横たわる障害でしかない。君と麻生の障害にはなり得ない。こんな些細な問題を君は気にしないし、麻生だってそれを知ってる。だからこそ麻生は君を好きになった。君が本当に麻生と仲直りしたいのなら他の原因を考えてみた方がいいんじゃないかな。
It's the fact that she lied. That's the issue. And, you know, he then gets up, which I guess means that this is it for our
食べた
conversation.
分はしっかりお代を取るからね。君はもうミルキーウェイのバイトじゃないんだから。
He smiles. The smile he has on his face doesn't look like the smiles ridden with self-derision he showed until now, but one to encourage me. I go outside and look up at the cafe. Asuho is up there on the second floor somewhere. I send her a message from my cell phone. There's a stargazing session tonight. We're going to do astrophotography with the others. Turned around, praying that she'll read my message. I just have to wait for her tonight. Her to come. No, to overcome whatever it is, whatever is between us. 1 hour into our stargazing session, I suddenly get a message.
メールですか？
Yeah,
アスホさんからですか？
seems like it.
遅刻してる言い訳なんじゃないの？
What are you doing here?
あなたたちが写真撮るのに人手が欲しいって言って無理やり連れてきたんでしょ？姉さん、どう？
アスホ君は何だって？
I read her message.
ようちゃんが大切にしている場所で待っています。
Sorry guys, something came up, I gotta go.
何かあったのかい？
Yeah, and it's nothing to worry about.
お二人の恋の問題ということですね。はいはい、バカップル。部内恋愛、うざい。
Okay, we need to take the quickest route. He just fucking climbs the fence and jumps off. What the fuck? I sure aren't mincing words. Alright, I'll be back. I'll be on my way.
アスホさんのためにも帰ってこなくてもよろしいですよ。
こっちも心配いらないから。
勝手にバカップルしてなさい。部内恋愛、かっこ悪い。
I'll make sure to repay this humiliation twofold when any of them start dating someone. I leave the rooftop. Whoops. There are only 2 places I can really say I cherish. One of them is the rooftop. It's where Asuho confessed to me, and also where we experienced our first time. However, Asuho obviously can't be there. I was just there, and she hadn't shown up. So it has to be the other one. Run up Yumimi Hill as fast as I can. Why has Asuho designated this place for us to meet up? Doesn't make sense. Is it because she wants to talk in private? Because she wants to see the stars together there? Or is it because it has something to do with whatever is tearing us apart? Find Asuho right after entering the lookout perimeter. She's sitting on the ground with her back facing my direction. She hasn't brought her telescope, and her gaze is directed at the starlit sky above us. The desolate sky of fall. Also said that she loves that sky. She said she loves the fall constellations, the love stories they contain.
エチオピアの王、ケフェウスには 美しい妻のカシオペアと美しい娘のアンドロメダがいたんだよ。
We notice my presence also stands up and begins to recite. It's the love story of the Andromeda
カシオ
constellation.
ペアは娘のアンドロメダの美しさが誇らしく、ことあるごとに自慢した。怪人ポセイドンの孫娘であるネレイドより美しいと自慢した。そのせいでポセイドンの怒りを買った。ポセイドンはオオクジラのティアマトを使ってエチオピアに大津波を起こしたの。それを憂いたアンドロメダは自らティアマトの生贄になって怒りを鎮めてもらおうとした。その時にペガサスに乗った英雄ペルセウスがアンドロメダを助けてくれるんだよ。ティアマトをやっつけてアンドロメダを抱いて一緒にお城に戻るんだよ。
And the two of them got married.
うん。
Prince riding in on a white horse.
女の子の憧れの的だね。
I like that story too.
前はそうでもなかった。だけど最近好きになった。ようちゃんと再会できて好きになったんだよ。
Also, this prince on a white horse, the guy who gets to fill that role is incredibly lucky. That is why I could say with confidence that I'm glad that I got to meet her again. So then
よ
why?
うちゃんにとってのアンドロメダ姫は展望台の彼女さんなんだろうけど、
Why would you say something like that?
私ようちゃんに言ったよね。この展望台でやった初めての星見は私がもらうって。展望台の彼女さんに負けたくなかったから、そんな風に言ってこの場所を展望台の彼女さんから奪いたかったのかもしれない。
I see. Also, he's always been afraid of that. He's been afraid of the lookout girl's existence. Me learning about her hearing impairment is only what set the ball rolling. Is he gonna do a fucking Chad move and just be like, Mayor! I've got something for you to reap! And he's just gonna, like, do that Chad move. He's gonna be like, you know what? If she's so fucking worried about that, I'm just gonna fucking drop that shit. It is only what caused that fear which already existed within us to bubble up to the surface.
私ようちゃんの恋人になってすごく嬉しかったけど、だけど不安でたまらなかった。だけど同じくらい不安だった。私の涙は嬉しいのが半分で怖いのが半分だった。ようちゃんは絶対展望台の彼女さんを忘れられないと思ってたから。
Highly annoying.
時間が経って風化することはあっても絶対になくならないと思ってたから。私がようちゃんをずっと好きだったように、ようちゃんも展望台の彼女さんがずっと好きだと思うから。
Also then continues.
ようちゃんはそれでいいんだよ。ようちゃんは悪くない。悪いのは私なんだから。
Asuho,
いいん
listen.
だよ、ようちゃん。
What is
よ
alright?
うちゃんは優しいから。
She doesn't get it.
ようちゃんは展望台の彼女さんが好きじゃないって言ってくれると思うけど、
You just won't understand no matter what I tell her.
私のことが好きだって私のために言ってくれるとは思うけど。
Like you said, like here's the thing. It's like a thing of like, oh, they have to be considerate. That's just being a dickhead. Like any person with like proper fucking common sense would be like, okay, she says she likes me, but I don't like her back, so I'll just... It won't make her happy if I say yes despite not liking her back. Like, it will make her sad in the moment, but I'll try to, like, let her down as gently as possible. Someone who just says yes, that's a dickhead. My words haven't reached Asuho's heart.
今日ようちゃんをここに呼んだのは訳があるんだ。言わなきゃならないことがあったんだ。私、ようちゃんと別れることにする。それを言いたかったんだよ。ありがとう、ようちゃん。思い出をありがとう。
She tells me this without offering me any chance to reply, then proceeds to leave the lookout. Can't go after her. Why not? Don't love the lookout girl, then why shouldn't I go after her? Damn it all. Going after her is of no use. I've always believed there'd be nothing that could tear apart me and Asuho. When in reality, there was something there laying in wait from the very beginning. The lookout girl. It was her. What will I say? Asuho won't believe it. As long as the lookout girl remains alive inside me, she will never believe me. Asuho will only interpret what I do as acts of consideration or pity, or as much of genuine love. Fucking hell! I kick the guardrail nearby, making it rock audibly. My foot goes numb, and at the same time my head grows hot. So hot I feel like I'm burning up. Wait, there's a tad too hot for just blood shooting into my head. Little dragon I haven't seen in a while is circling above my head.
何しけた顔してるの？
It's been a while since I last heard that voice. You were watching us, Amir?
うん。
The little Grim Reaper girl that I haven't seen lately has now
よう
appeared.
くん、何しけた顔してるの？
May repeats her
おかげ
question.
で出てきたくないのに出てきちゃったじゃない。
Well, I imagine it must have been hard to approach me. I mean, I reckon others wouldn't want to get involved in a fight like this.
もう会わないつもりだったのに。
She suddenly says, What do you
あ
mean?
なたとは別れってこと。
What? Why?
お別れしなきゃならないから。
Are you moving?
そんな感じ。
When?
近いうちに。
Could I stroke your head one more time as a bit of a parting
撫
gift?
でたら刺す。
That's fine. Mayor gives me a puzzled look. I'm really glad I got to see you tonight. It almost feels like fate.
キュンってなること言わないで。
Mayor, it's like I'm grasping at my last string of hope. Reap my nightmare with that scythe.
え？
Reap my memories like you did before. I want you to reap my memories of the lookout girl. Mayor makes a questioning face.
あんなに嫌がってたのにどうしたの？
The situation's changed.
勘違いしてるみたいだけど、私は記憶を狩る死神じゃない。悪夢を狩る死神よ。
Well, they're the same thing if my memories relating to the lookout girls are in fact my nightmare now.
展望台の彼女って誰だっけ？
My nightmare.
うん、
Mary, I want you to reap my
いい
nightmare.
の？
I
あ
am.
なたにとって大切な思い出じゃなかったの？
You're right. Still are at this moment. Or if they get in the way of me and Asuho being together, I'll surmount them. That's what I've decided.
今日のあなたはダメダメね。
I just might be.
それにバカバカ。
I guess so.
後悔は？
I'll overcome my regret even if I do. Mayor nods.
バカバカなあなたに免じて考え直す間もなくやってあげる。
And she means it. Mayor takes one step's worth of distance from me, then swipes her scythe sideways. It accurately goes through my chest as it passes through me. It happens in so short a time span that I don't even have the time to feel fear. My nightmare has been raped. I've forgotten the lookout girl. Hold on.
何？
I haven't forgotten anything. If I truly forgotten her, the very term lookout girl shouldn't come to mind. May I do it for real?
真面目にやったけど。
Then don't mess up.
してないけど。
Well, I guess your skill doesn't amount to
犬
much.
の変態くんのくせに生意気。
She's furious.
私は今あなたの悪夢を買った。じゃあ答えは一つしかないわ。
Yeah, you failed.
そうじゃない。あなたの悪夢はなかったの。 狩る前からなかったのよ。手応えもなかったし。
Well, yeah, because you failed.
かーくん。これ以上バカバカなこと言うと帰るからね。
So you can continue now.
あなたは悪夢を持っていない。だから展望台の彼女はすでにあなたの悪夢じゃなくなっていた。おめでとう、ようくん。
I'm sure I have seriously dumbfounded expression on my face right now.
展望台の彼女との思い出はもうあなたにとって悪夢じゃない。その思い出はあなたの糧となった。あなたの力の一部となった。だから大丈夫。あなたの恋は大丈夫。きっとうまくいくから。
I've lost all ability with her reply. As time passes, my memories of the lookout girl had finally assimilated into me. I'd go forward without relying on her. As probably... Now I'm positive that is what this
じゃあ
means.
ね、ようくん。
Then, after she disappears... Congratulations, you've graduated. I feel like Mare or the lookout girl says that from somewhere.
あら、帰ってきたんだ。それにしてはアショーさんの姿が見えませんけど。
会いに行ったんじゃないのかい？
Well, yeah, I did see
何
her.
かあったのかい？
You could say so.
血話喧嘩でもしたのかしらね。図星でしょうか。はいはい、バカップルバカップル。
I really want her to stop saying that. I assume also hasn't stopped by, right?
そうね。部員に写真撮影任せっきりで副部長としての自覚が足りないみたいね。
Well, she actually wants to be here tonight.
でも来てないじゃない。
I guess that's because I'm here too.
とすると小ヶ坂くんがいたらずっと来ないんじゃない？
そろそろ解散って話になってたんだけど、アスホくんが来るなら待つよ。
No, I don't think she'll come.
本当にアスホくんは今後も来ないのかい？
No, I don't think it'll come to that. Before we start packing up, I turn around to Aoi, who has been standing a bit away by herself and watching us. Aoi,
なんでしょう。
I have a request.
二股ですか？死んだらいいと思います。
That's not what I was going to do. Stop looking at me like that.
2号になるつもりはありません。
Would you listen?
では本妻ですか？アスホさんを2号にすると。
Not happening.
バカップルバカップル。
Quite frankly, at this point I would just get pissed off, like, it's enough that she's not fucking listening, so how about you all start listening? These VN characters have way too, like, either they have too low a fucking temper, or too high a fucking temper. There's no between. Like, there's moments where you should get emotional, and moments where you should stay calm. Look, could you just let me finish?
葵くんに何のお願いなんだい？
I want you to lend me a rooftop key. I know it's really important to you, but please, I'll definitely return it to you tomorrow.
理由は何ですか？
I needed to know it for also to return to the Astra Circle. Is it unfair to put it like that? After all, that is only a side effect. That is only
そ
a
れ
side
で
effect.
血話喧嘩が終わるなら貸してもいいです。
Oh, the answer is fully aware of what I truly
こ
want.
れ以上バカップルな先輩方を見たくはありませんから。
The next day, just fucking invades the goddamn room, just like picks her up. We're going to the rooftop! What? Put me down! No! Sky is already tinged deep red when Asa receives a message from Io. She hesitates for a long time, but in the end she chooses to open the message and read it. The message says the following. I'm waiting at the place you cherish most. Also knits her brow as she gazes at the cell phone screen. The place I cherish most. What would that be? What first comes to mind is Hibari High's rooftop. She then tries to think of other places, but ultimately can't come up with anything. It's a place where she became Yo's girlfriend, as well as the place she gave her virginity to him. She couldn't be any happier if Yo considered it to be as important.
でもようちゃんには展望台があるから。
As long as he has the lookout girl, a place full of memories together with her, the rooftop can't become his number one. At the very least, that's what Asa was thinking. To begin with, what would Yo still want from her now? She broke up with him last night. She confesses to him that she dumped him. Surely Yo must be completely exasperated. There's no doubt in her mind that he hates her now. That thought constricts Asu's chest and makes her so depressed that she becomes unable to even breathe. However, since it was what she herself wanted, she can only accept that. It's nothing compared to what she's put Yo through.
ないんだから。
Asuho shuts her eyes and holds back her
よう
tears.
ちゃんだって屋上でなんか待ってるわけないし。
The rooftop hasn't been opened for good yet. It's locked. It's just like the drawer of her heart, of her chest. The door to Asuho's cherished place can't be opened that easily. Asuho slowly unlocks her desk drawer and looks inside. There are 2 Tanabata wish cards. Asuho takes them into their hands. Back in the day, Asuho had written the following wish on the
友
card.
達になりたい。
Asuho had wanted to become friends with Yo. The wish Yo had jotted down was... I want to see Yume. That's the name of the lookout girl. Asuho cries. Tears she has been holding back overflow. That time, Asuho had no way of knowing the meaning of that wish card. And after meeting Yo again here in Ibarigasa, she still doesn't understand it. Even when Yo was looking for the lookout girl, she still didn't catch on. It was only when she realized that Yo was her first love that she first thought maybe. Her taking Yo to their elementary school to search through the yearbook was in part due to her curiosity. Is the lookout girl's name really Yume? Does Yo really love this Yume? Well, she didn't find a clear answer to that. Asuho has come to personally believe it's a fact by now. Whenever she looks at his wish card, she realizes that Yo's feelings towards Yume are the same as hers towards him. Love.
もし本当にようちゃんが屋上で待ってるなら。
And she has to return the wish card. That will surely allow Yo to remember her name. And with her name as his lead, he'll be able to find her. The lookout girl will become a couple. We'll finally allow Asuho to put her first love behind her. She's just gonna give it to him, be like, okay, now it's finally over, he can finally go look. He just fucking deadass rips it in half and just chucks it to the side. Then he just goes and picks it up and puts it in the trash bin. Littering is bad. After all, there's no point in stubbornly clinging to her feelings of love for him any
や
longer.
っぱり叶わなかったね。
Her first love didn't come true. Far from it. She got Yo to hate her. Ah, she's dumb! Quite clearly, the fucking hearing issues aren't just on one ear! Maybe they won't be able to be friends again anymore. That, even her wishes of becoming friends with him from her childhood friend days will end up unfulfilled.
だけどいいよね。十分だよね。デートできたんだから、キスしてもらったんだから、私の初めてあげられたんだから。
But that's enough. Goodbye. I'm sorry. Sorry, my first love. The rooftop door opens. I remove my hands from the rooftop fence. I remove my eyes from the evening sky that has started to grow dark, and to return them towards the rooftop.
ようちゃん。
Asuho is standing there before me. The very person I've been waiting for. The person I had fervently believed would
よう
come.
ちゃん、学校にいるのに私服なんだね。
Asuho is the first to say something. Neither are you.
すぐ帰るつもりだったの。ようちゃんがいるとは思わなかったから。
Well, here I am.
ようちゃんは
Mean why I'm not in my uniform? Not wearing a uniform while you're at school. Doesn't it take you back to our elementary days?
ここはひばり校だよ。
I want to reminisce
誰か
on
に見つかったら追い出されるよ。
the rooftop is off limits, so we'll be driven out no matter what we're wearing if we get
屋
found.
上、よく入れたね。
I borrowed Always key. Jealous?
そんな必要、もうないから。
That's so. Make me happy if it did, though.
ようちゃん。
She's still keeping her distance from me. She's so far away from me, nowhere near the distance a couple ought to be.
もう一度言うよ。
The voice I hear from her, so far away, feels even less intimate than when talking to a friend.
私と別れてください。私はもうようちゃんとは付き合えない。だから別れてください。お願いします。
I just silently listened to Asu's formal sounding words. Seeing my silence, she waves shortly, but before long she puts what she'd been carrying in her hand in front of her. Seems to be an envelope.
これはね、今までのお礼だよ。短い間でも恋人にしてくれたお礼だよ。
It reminds me of when she wanted to give me pay in order to buy my time.
中はお金じゃないんだよ。ようちゃんの思い出だよ。それを私が払います。
She opens the envelope and takes out what's inside.
これようちゃんの短冊なんだ。ようちゃんが引っ越した前日、七夕の行事としてクラスで作った短冊なんだ。私ね、ようちゃんの短冊を拾ったの。教室に落ちてて、飾ってた笹から落ちたのかもしれない。風で飛んだのかもしれない。わからないけど、私が偶然拾ったんだ。返そうとしたんだけど、ようちゃん、次の日に引っ越しちゃったから、これまでずっと返せなかった。それを今、返します。今まで付き合ってくれたお礼に、本当ならもっと早く返すべきだったけど、ようちゃんが展望台の彼女さんを探している時に、これも私のわがままだね。ごめんね、本当にごめんなさい。ここにね、展望台の彼女さんの名前が。
You have it wrong. Hear me interrupt her like that. Also can only blink in surprise. I didn't lose it accidentally like you're thinking. I threw it away. I chose not to hang it up on the bamboo tree. I was never the kind of kid to believe in that sort of superstition. I was kind of a sourpuss back in the day, you see. I've always wondered, what did you see in me back then that made you fall for me? I want to know. Could you tell me? Do you still love me?
好きだよ。
That answer's free of any shred of hesitation.
だ
Yeah.
けどね、きっと私にはようちゃんを好きになる資格なんてなかったの。子供の頃の私はようちゃんの友達になりたかった。だけどそれは先生に言われたからなんだ。私はクラス委員だったから、いつも一人でいるようちゃんを心配した先生が私に声をかけたの。ようちゃんの友達になってくれないかって。ようちゃんは母子家庭っていうのもその時に聞いたんだ。だから私ははいと返事した。私は父子家庭だったから仲間意識があったんだと思う。私が一方的にようちゃんをちゃん付けで呼ぶようになったのはそれが理由。私は寂しかったのかもしれない。その頃のお父さんは仕事で家にいなかったし、お母さんもいなくなっちゃったから、私はようちゃんと傷を舐め合いたかったのかもしれない。これが ようちゃんを好きになったきっかけ、初恋っていうにはちょっと寂しい理由だよ。
You think so?
うん。
You know, for the very first time in my life, I feel glad about being raised by a single mother. I want to ask you something also. That moment I locate the evening star in the sky stretching around behind Asuho. Why did you hold on to my wish card? Some slight wavering.
それは
It's because I didn't want to forget you. Mare. Mare appears beyond Aso, then swings her scythe and pierces her chest from behind. The wish card in Aso's hand disperses. Oh, okay. You just fucking get stabbed from behind. Okay. Didn't know we were in London. And breaks apart into particles, reminding me of scales as they flutter about in the
そ
air.
れがあなたにとっての悪夢だった。私が今それを買った。
Aso's nightmare has been extinguished, leaving behind light. Next to the dumbfounded Aso, a mare smiles at me the moment before she disappears. Her eyes seem to be asking me, is this what you wanted? After we ended our stargazing session last night, I went to the lookout once more and asked Mare to do this. My own nightmare was already gone. So in that case, what remained was Aso's nightmare.
どうして
That was what tore us apart. And it wasn't a hurdle just for me to overcome. It was for the both of us to overcome together.
どうしてようちゃんの短冊が
It's fine.
全然良くない。ここには展望台の彼女さんの名前があった。ようちゃんと展望台の彼女さんが再会する手がかりだったのに。
It's alright, also. I'm fine with not seeing her again.
どうしてどうして
Depression! I'm alright with that now. There's no need for you to be in so much pain. Loud sobbing penetrates my ears. Confusion, anxiety, fear, all of the emotions also has desperately been hiding burst out.
私ようちゃんのこと忘れたくなかっただからようちゃんの短冊をずっと持ってただけどここには展望台の彼女さんの名前もあってようちゃんが彼女を好きだってことを思い知らされてだから私
Also, I love you. Would you hear me, I wonder? My words reaching her heart. If you can't hear me, then just stare by my right side like you always have been. So she'll get to hear it. Not with your right, but your left ear. My feelings may reach you. Won't you make my right side your place to be? Don't let anyone else have that spot. Don't give it away to anyone else, no matter who. It belongs to only you. Right side belongs to you and you alone. Let me say it this time. Let me confess to you now. Also, I love you. Please go out with me. Please be my girlfriend. I wrap my arms around her shoulders, pull her into my arms. Also presses her face against my chest, all the while stifling her sobs. As she gives me that reply. Well, like that. I'm a fucking idiot. Oh, you know. Nothing special. We're currently sitting next to each other on Asuho's bed. Need to say, we are in her room on the second floor of the Milky Way. Can't see any tears anymore. Seems like she's settled down quite a bit since back on the rooftop. Is it really alright for me to come to your room? It's already late, so if you want me to go home now, I...
やだ
Also seizes my sleeve, not letting me
今
go.
ようちゃんと離れちゃったら私また夢だって思っちゃう絶対そう思っちゃうよ
Her tears pour out again after their plea for spite. You're quite the crybaby.
今夜はずっと泣いてると思う。嬉しくてずっと。
Also, gently stroke her hair and embrace her shoulder. Fuck. Also leaned on me. She's still shaking. So I wrapped my arms around her small body to make her stop. And then they fucked. Oh wait, it's finally autumn. Background changed as well.
おはよう、ようちゃん。
I think this is the first time we actually see the fall uniform, isn't it? The winter uniform, I mean. Morning to you too. Monday arrives and also comes to pick me up, now wearing a winter uniform. Today begins the transition period, during which you are still allowed to wear your summer one. Starting on October, also coincidentally when the Hibari Festival would take place, it'll be mandatory to wear the winter uniform.
この冬服どうか
Kind of
な。
refreshing. You look good, Asuho. As always, a push of the right button instantly makes her happy.
ようちゃんも冬服似合ってるよ。
Thanks.
照れてる。
Proceed to put on my shoes on. I put my shoes on while we exchange an We proceed to put on my shoe. I proceed to put on my shoes on while we exchange a conversation. It is almost like we've just met to go out on a date. Since our destination is school, though, we won't be linking arms.
あのね、ようちゃん。
Also says when we leave the
実
house.
はね、痛いの。
I almost asked her what, but quickly
よう
stopped.
ちゃんとしてるときは痛くなかったのに。
She whispers quietly so that no one can
ようちゃ
hear.
んが帰ってからすごく痛くなったの。
Sounds a bit too well timed.
だって本当なんだもん。
Is it painful to walk? She nods
あれ
repeatedly.
からようちゃんが帰っちゃってすごく寂しくなって、そしたらジンジンしてきて、だから
She looks at me with upturned eyes filled with expectation.
腕組んで投稿したいなって。
All right, with all the other students seeing us?
頑
Don't blush, all
張
right?
る。それは無理。
All right, then. I take the initiative and move to Aso's left. Let's go to school arm in arm. Aso jumps in my arm, attaching herself to it. I'm positive if she had a tail, she'd be energetically wiggling it. Nope. Just make it hurt more if you move like that.
もう痛くなくなった。ようちゃんにくっついたら平気になった。なんか言ってよ。恥ずかしいじゃない。
Well, I can't say anything because I'm just as embarrassed.
フォローが欲しかったよ。
Will you please try to stop killing me with embarrassment?
事務的に言われるとへこんじゃうよ。
I guess I should say this kind of awkwardness is also like us. Thus, Aso and I follow the path to school, littered with both summer and uniform. What? It's probably supposed to be littered with both summer and winter uniforms alike, blushing all the while. It's awfully noisy here today. You know what? They probably made it so you only get the autumn uniforms for like the transitional period, so they don't have to draw the autumn uniform, the winter uniforms for the side characters. It's awfully noisy here today.
そりゃあね、ひばり祭が近いから。
An afternoon homeroom, we were informed that the preparation period for the festival commences today. As school lets out, the building immediately transforms into something almost like a construction site. We walk down the hallways and identifiable objects dart enter your site, well, every other space imaginable is filled with huge paper-mache objects, posters, and mountains of cardboard boxes, packaging, tape, tools, and paint buckets. In the midst of that, you have students running to and fro, student council members shouting out instructions, and even teachers restlessly helping out with crafting individual display items. That said, rich with enthusiasm, just gives off the vibe of the eve before a school festival.
ひばり祭まではあと2週間。どこの部活も放課後は遅くまで居残っていると思いますよ。私たちも張り切って準備始めないとね。
Well, first we have to wait for Izakaki in the club
土
room.
曜日以外の屋上の使用許可を期待ですね。今日まで我慢してあげたんだから、これでダメって言われたら、私噛みついちゃうかも。麻生さんの尻尾が逆立ってますね。
Well, Izakaki won't disappoint us.
ますます逆立ちましたね。
Wanna go on a date until our stargazing session at night then?
あっという間にパタパタしてしまいました。でもこれから写真展の準備しないと。へなへなと垂れてしまいました。さっきから何の例えなんだよ。グワバラグワバラ。意味わかんないよ。お二人が仲直りしたようで、私も一安心ということですよ。喧嘩なんかしてないもん。
Also puffs up her cheeks, which only serves to make Ozan's smile broader.
やあ、お揃いで。
You know, suddenly, immediately, my fucking theory goes out the fucking window. Since they put him in a fucking winter uniform. It looks dapper, but still. Okaizumi is already there in the club room. He is sitting at the desk using a ruler to draw lines on a large sheet of paper. Step for the photo gallery.
ああ、設計図だよ。
He decided to leave planning for how we'd place the boards and panels within the AV room to Okaizumi.
先輩の設計図が完成したら、私たちも本格的に準備だね。
明日には完成すると思うから、そうしたらみんなで必要な資材を買いに行こ
う。とすると、デートするなら今日が狙い目ですね。私の肩叩いて何言ってるんだよ。
展示自体はひばり祭の前日にやるわけだし、写真撮影と作品のセレクションさえしっかりこなせばデートくらい朝飯前だよ。
先輩も変な気回さなくて結構ですから。
Prep for the gallery won't go beyond what we mainly do for club anyway, so it isn't really costly in terms of time. Well, we'll have our hands full at night. This time of the day, there isn't really anything to do. Now, what's the plan, Asuho?
デートしたいけど、岡泉先輩は仕事してるわけだし。
それこそ変な気は回さなくていいんだけどね。
岡泉先輩のサポートなら私にお任せください。煮詰まって暴れそうになったら知恵の輪を渡します。
僕に限ってそんな粗暴はないけどね。
不安ですから残ります。
シート
Also, just leave things here to me and make a run for it!
ようちゃんが食べられちゃう。先輩どうぞ。
The moment Kosama passes Okaizumi a puzzle ring, he calms down.
小ヶ坂さん、ちゃんと麻生さんのナイトを務めているようですね。
Would have been funny if he just immediately like stepped in front of Asuho and just chucked the goddamn puzzle ring at his face. My body just reacted automatically.
麻生さん、もう行っても大丈夫ですよ。
With an embarrassed smile on her face, Asuho says,
やっぱり残るよ。これでも副部長だからね。
I figured she'd say something like that. Then let's sort out the photos we've taken so far until it's time for the stargazing session.
二人がいいのでしたら止めませんけど。
Kosama places a hand on her cheek and heaves a sigh.
物質が愛の巣にならないことを祈っていますね。入るわよ。いらっしゃいませ、姉さん。物質が ピンクのオーラに支配されている。テンクルはすでに二人のアイノスになってしまいました。ようちゃん、このフィナンシェどうかな？
Delicious. You made this?
早起きして。
Thanks. What's this?
ミルクレープだよ。食べて食べて。
Oh, this one's great too.
ようちゃん、
Yeah?
地元にクリームついてる。
Here? At where?
取ってあげるね。
No, I can get it
ダメだ
myself.
よ。取ってあげる。
Jesus. Don't bother!
ダメだよ。
Let me guess, you want to wipe it off with your finger and put it into your mouth?
ダメ。
Oh, whatever.
はい、
Does it taste good?
ようちゃんの味がする。
That's worrying! Oh, does it? His cocky snaps!
学校にスイーツは持ち込み禁止。部室での飲食は原則禁止。イチャラブは全面禁止。祖国やめないと配分にした上で蹴るわよ。こももちゃん、待ってたんだよ。その恥じらった顔がなおさらムカつくのよ。姉さん、どう？
Izakaki, you go.
知恵のは渡して岡泉先輩扱いしないでくれる？
まあ久垣くんが怒るのもわかるけどね。
We all started also mentioning that you brought some snacks from home. It all started. Izakaki, what about the rooftop key?
これから返しに行くところ。
Hold on. That means you succeeded in borrowing it, right?
窓の外に投げ捨てるところ。
Scary part is that I could actually see her doing that.
これで今夜からひばり祭まで天体観測ができるようになったんですね。
正確にはひばり祭の前日までだろうね。展示はいざとなったら徹夜かな。
納得いく写真が撮れるまで寝る間も惜しんで撮影しまくるよ。
Izakaki also joins in on our motivational yeah cheer.
おー。
The habitual offender of coming late Aoi also raises her hand behind us. We break up temporarily when the sun sets. I hang out with Asa in her room until it comes time for our astrophotography session at night. There's also the pretext of me getting treated to dinner by her.
ようちゃん。
The moment we are to ourselves also latches on to me. I'm gonna go off and take a pee real quick. Be right back. I have returned. I don't know why I said like that. I forgot my coat. Oh, fuck his. The moment we are to ourselves also latches on to me. She wraps her arms around my neck and rubs her cheek on me. She's also wagging her tail happily. Sure love getting babbled by me. Also, we repeatedly exchange light and deep kisses. I pull away my lips to find also in a daze.
好き。ようちゃん。
With a stroke her head, she reacts ticklishly, just like a pet. Try poking fun at
ペッ
her.
トでもいい。
Asuho!
ようちゃんが望むなら。
No, that is not what I
ご
want.
主人様。
Oh no! I can't help but writhe my body in the face of this level of adorableness.
私のこと可愛がってください。
Also draws closer, pressing her chest against me tightly and intensifying my inner suffering.
何してもいいから。
Okay, that's enough. I push Asu away from me by the shoulders. That's as far as we can go today. She makes a tearful expression. Well, you're still hurting, right?
そうだけど、よ
We can just hold off until you're better.
うちゃんに飽きられた。
That's not what I mean! I'm just worried about you.
りょうちゃんとエッチしたい。
Have to suppress the urge to roll on the floor due to the overdose of adorableness.
エッチなことされ、りょうちゃんにもしてあげたい。
But we can't successfully conquer my lust. I made her cry! Asuho! I embrace her and whisper, want to cherish you, Asuho.
りょうちゃん。
So let's make out instead. We are completely in lovey-dovey mode. As we touch and stroke each other, also falls into a daze
りょ
again.
うち
What is
ゃん
it?
したいよ。エッチなこと我慢できないよ。
Making out has only gotten her
りょ
aroused.
うちゃんがしたいこと恥ずかしいこと
Look, like I said,
私のこと可愛がってくださ
she clings to me tightly and stares at me from close
い。りょう
proximity.
ちゃん
You can feel her soulful breath on the tip of my
ご主
nose.
人様
I feel like I'm getting sucked in by her large round eyes. I get the overwhelming urge to push her down and fuck around on the spot. You're almost like a maid today. I endure and change the subject.
メイドさんがいいの
Asuho softly moves away from me.
ちょっと待ってて
Asuho leaves the room with her face still bright red. Released, I hang my head. Released? Well, the truth is, when Asuho leaves, I get lonely. Makes me wonder why I'm even reluctant to have sex with her in the first place.
りょうち
Asuho is back. Raise my head in response. She's standing in my line of sight. She is right there, transformed into a full-fledged maid.
ゃんりょうちゃん
Please put down your underwear. Hold on, let me just... No. She's changed into her Milky Way uniform. He's grasping her flared skirt in embarrassment. Slowly, she lifts it up. I'm rendered speechless.
ご主人様
Disgusting. With her lips trembling in embarrassment, she speaks falteringly. Beneath the hem of her skirt, she lifted up. I can see the panties that have been concealed.
お願いご主人私のこと
I snap out of my daze. I ponder what to do, realize that the answer to that is exceedingly obvious, and approach her. Also jerks. Also retreats backwards for the same distance I get close to her. It's very clear that she is frightened. It's embarrassing, right? You both know you're a bashful girl. There's no need to push yourself.
違
Yes, you are.
う違うもう
Her legs are shaking.
震えてないもん
Her face is angled downwards. Don't you still hurt? Grip on her skirt
そ
tightens.
んなの平気だもんりょうちゃんがしてくれない方が辛いもん
If you don't have sex with me, she says, covered by my face.
りょ
Asshole.
うちゃんのこと好きなんだもんだからこんなことだって
No problem is being covered. Asshole. Take one step towards her and also takes one step back. Running away from me, though.
逃げてないもん
She is quite evidently frightened. That is just how embarrassed she feels.
何してもいいんだもんりょうちゃんに何されりょうちゃんだから恥ずかしいことだって
The things being covered were my body, do, and embarrassing stuff.
こんなことだってできるんだもん
Like this right now is being covered. Her voice becomes tearful from her embarrassment. Listen, Asuho. I scratch my cheek. You don't have to push yourself. See, I don't want to do things you don't want. Even without you doing something like this. I approach her once more. This time she doesn't run away. Want to have sex with you. There's just no way I can't want to. Yeah, we really are in total lovey-dovey mode here. Also flops to the ground. I suppose she's reached the limit. God fucking damn it, she keeps crying. There she goes, breaking into tears again. Embrace her.
ようちゃん
Also latches on to me again. You sure you want to?
何回もいいって言ってるよ心配性なんだから
I stroke her head. Also smiles as it tickles.
せっかくようちゃんのメイドさんになったんだから私がご奉仕してあげるね
Sure enough, she done followed up on her words. Then they fucked. By the time Asu's done getting changed out of a uniform, my stomach's telling me that it's already decently late.
ご飯ここで食べよっか二人
Without your dad?
でまだ喧嘩中だしね
We exchanged greetings before going up to Asu's room, and her dad was even more haggard than he was before. It's already been quite a while.
うんもう一生このままって気もしてきた
The rift between them may be deeper than I thought it was. You should properly talk to him. I'll also help if you need me to.
いいの
Also rests her forehead on my chest.
ようちゃんがいればいいの
Don't say that now. I mean that makes me happy, but still.
冗談だよお父さんのこと嫌いになったわけじゃないから
Also gives me a kiss on the cheek and leaves the room. Suppose she's making dinner. Left alone with nothing to do, I look around, upon which my eyes discover a telescope sitting in the corner of the room. It isn't the one we use for club. It's a lot smaller and lighter looking. Apart from that, it appears unshapely, sort of
よう
deformed.
ちゃ
Also has returned.
んリクエスト聞くの忘れちゃった何が食べたい
The telescope.
食べたいの
No, I just meant to ask. That thing over there is a telescope, right? Also laughs after seeing what I'm pointing at.
自作の望遠鏡だよ虫眼鏡と老眼鏡を組み合わせて段ボールにはめ込んだだけの簡単なものだけどね
Oh lord, it's happening again. There we go. I don't know why. This happens like twice at this point, where suddenly the game just like quarters off into like only like 1/4 of the screen, and it's really fucking weird. Oh, didn't know you could make one yourself.
すごいでしょ
Also proudly throws out her chest. I wish she wouldn't though, since it gives me the urge to reach out and touch her breasts again, despite the fact that we just had sex.
作り方はねお父さんに教わったんだよ
Also makes a nostalgic
小
face.
学生の頃に教えてくれたのその時の私ちょっと落ち込んでて多分気晴らしのつもりだったんじゃないかな
What happened?
うんようちゃんが引っ越しちゃったの
Find myself with a loss for
ようちゃんの
words.
引っ越しだけじゃないんだその日に私交通事故も起こしちゃって
Also picks up the self-made telescope and gently
よう
strokes
ちゃ
it.
んが引っ越したって先生から聞いて私は驚くとか悲しむとかそういう感情もすっぽり抜けちゃってそれでね
Whoops.
ふわふわって浮いた気持ちで下校してた時見つけたんだ大きくて明るい流れ星を見つけたんだ
Oh my god, it's that fucking shooting star again! Which fucking devil on earth summoned it? It's killed one person, caused fucking trauma on another, and almost murdered the third! My lord!
その流れ星は とても長い時間空にあった。今だからわかるけど、それってただの流れ星じゃなくて隕石だったんだよね。隕石は見つかってないみたいだけど、ひばりが崎に落ちたんじゃないかって一時期話題にもなったんだよ。
Again, the soundtrack just really reminds me of Sentinels of the Sky.
だけど当時の私はそんなことは知らないで、大きな流れ星だなーってぼんやり見上げてた。でね、見続けてるうちに私はその流れ星を追いかけてたんだ。その途中で事故に遭ったの。道路に飛び出して私を避けた車がガードレールにぶつかった。怪我人は出なかったけど、警察が来て騒ぎになって、仕事中だったお父さんも駆けつけて車の人にずっと謝ってたんだ。私はその時もまだぼんやりしてた。もう頭がぐちゃぐちゃで放心してたんだと思う。家に帰ってもお父さんとはろくに話さないで、そのまま部屋に戻ってきて、ようちゃんの短冊を机の引き出しにしまって、初めて泣いたんだ。
Also flashes a light smile.
私はそれからしばらく元気がなくてね。そんな時にお父さんがこの望遠鏡の作り方を教えてくれたんだ。だから私が天体観測に興味を持ったのはちょうどこの頃だったんじゃないかな。お父さんが話す神話に耳を傾けるだけじゃなくて、この目でもっと星座を見たくなった。展望台は立ち入り禁止になってたから、科学館の天文クラブに入ろうとしたんだよ。でもお父さんが猛反対しちゃって。おかしいよね。星座の神話を話してくれたり、なのにお父さん天文学者を辞めて急に喫茶店を始めるなんて言い出して。
A pause occurs, which would take as an opportunity to ask her something. Have you ever told your father that you got into the accident because you were chasing after Shooting Star?
うん、
Also shakes her head with a wry smile on her
さ
face.
っきも言ったけど、その時の私ってすごく落ち込んでたから、今考えると悪いことしたなって思うよ。お父さんも気にしてたみたいだったし。
A certain possibility occurs to me, but also in her father. He himself said it had to do with Asu's hearing
で
impairment.
もお父さんもなんで天文学者辞めたのか話してくれないし、おあいこだよね。
I've solved the puzzle. So that was the deal all this time, huh? But also what just told me was what had been creating this issue. In other words, it was a simple case of their wires getting crossed. Say also, couldn't you just tell him that reason now?
できないよ、喧嘩中だし。
You know, he quit his job as an astronomer because of you. You want to make up with him, right?
そりゃ
I found a way for you to do that. Her eyes blink repeatedly. Hibari Festival will be the stage for that. His nightmare will be reaped by our photo gallery at our photo gallery. I'm going to hire Mare. She's going to stab him in the back. I was expecting it to already be over at this point. Me and Hoshizora stands behind the counter, polishing glasses while sunken in thought. The Health and Sports Day are the second day of Hibari Festival. The first day is just for the students to enjoy, so non-students can't participate. That, however, isn't the case for the day. Sorry to pass news, Hibari High must be packed with visitors by now. Soichiro dejectedly looks at the reflection of his own face in the glass.
ひどい顔だな。
You had invited him to come to the Hibari Festival. He said he absolutely wanted to come and check out their He also absolutely wanted him to come and check out their Astra Circle's photo gallery. However, also hadn't said anything to him. They still hadn't made up. Because of that, he's even lost the ability to eat and has lost quite a lot of weight. had tried many times to make up again with Asuho. However, having given his daughter all the freedom she wanted until now, he isn't used to fights with his child. He doesn't know how to resolve things. Because of that, he always failed. He would end up speaking to her in a strict tone and then receive abuse from Asuho threefold. Soichiro heaves a sigh, dimming the glass. He stares at it, seeing a memory of him and Asuho from when she was still just a little girl. He doesn't know the exact time it's from. Maybe it's from before Asuho had entered grade school. Anyhow, it was a very clear, sunny day. His work, having settled down, he had some free time for a change. He decided to go on a stroll through the town with Asuho.
お日様っていつも写真撮ってるの？
When she was young, Asuho asked him that while gazing up at the dazzling blue sky. Sure is, I answered while laughing.
じゃあ私たちお日様に変なところ撮られたくないもん。じゃあ私たち胸を張って歩かないとだね。ちゃんとしたところ撮ってほしいもん。
今の僕は胸を張って歩けるようになったかな。
Can I be proud of myself as a father, he asks himself. Asuho had grown up to be a cheerful girl with no health-related problems whatsoever. She had grown up to be the kind of girl that can always walk proudly and cheerfully. Soichiro had wanted to watch over that Asuho from right beside her. That was the reason he refused to let her join the Science Center's astronomy club after he had quit his job as an astronomer. He just couldn't wipe that accident from his mind and didn't want to let her walk around outside alone. It would have resulted in him having less time to spend with her, and above all, he no longer liked the stars. In truth, he wanted her to stay out of the astro circle as well. He wanted her to enjoy things other than stargazing with Yo. I can only think that Asuho must hate him. She must think it's too late for him to start acting like a real father. However, since Asuho is kind-hearted, she'll never show those feelings towards him. Well, we're in the middle of a fight right now, though. Soichiro wryly adds inside his mind. Either way, Soichiro feels like he doesn't deserve a daughter as good as her. He then goes on to think that maybe if she finds happiness with Yo, that's good enough for him, even if they don't make up.
今の僕はできた父親かもしれないな。
Just about when tears are about to shine in the corner of his eyes, the doorbell rings informing him of a new customer.
やっほー。
Mayaka! Fucking pull his ass over there!
客かと思ったら君か。
客じゃないけど飲み物でも出してくれる？
お代は取るからね。
As Mayaka places an elbow on the counter, Soichiro says that without hiding his ill humor as he starts to make her a coffee.
あんたさ、なんでここにいるのよ。
いきなりだね。ここは僕の店なんだけど。
私がコーヒー飲んだら今日は店じまいよ。
Soichiro forms a
ひば
frown.
りさんに行くのかい？
そうよ。あんたもちゃっちゃと支度して出るわよ。
僕は仕事中なんだけどね。
客なんか誰もいないじゃない。
そこに置いてあるグラスが見えないのかい？
何してたの？
磨いてた。
そんなの今じゃなくてもできるでしょ。
バカ言っちゃいけない。そのグラスは店で一番高い。
Mayaka bumps the glass off the counter.
ナイス。
Soichiro slides over the ground and catches the glass.
危うく割れるところだったぞ。
割れなかったからいいじゃない。
いつまで経ってもクラッシャーだね、君は。
Oh, it runs in the family!
私がコーヒー飲んでる間に支度しなさい。これ以上グダグダ言ってると今度はあんたを蹴り飛ばすわよ。
Just about when Soichiro is about to lose all patience, a soother appears with perfect timing.
総一郎先輩。
Shino politely approaches him. Maybe she came here together with Mayaka.
ひばり祭を見て回りませんか？テンクルの写真展を見てきませんか？そこで私たちの子供が待っていますよ。
Like, Mayaka and Shino just basically came in there like, you're coming. Who's shooting? I will beat the shit out of you for every fucking Oni-chan you say too much. Oh, I see you're back to check out the gallery again today.
お兄ちゃんがちゃんと受付の仕事をやってるか心配だったからね。
I was hardly anywhere near lazy enough that Chinami, of all people, would need to check on me, though.
こんにちは
Suzuha
です。
gingerly pops out her head from behind Chinami. The second day of the festival is open to the public, and I've been seeing quite a lot of other people without school uniforms, like Suzuha inside the school. Hey there, Suzuha. Take your time and enjoy yourself.
はい。
Suzuha is still holding on to Chinami's back. What's wrong? You're hiding almost like Mira does.
人が多くて、なんだかんだでお客が入ってるから。
Aoi also comes out to welcome her sister. While you can't quite call it a roaring success, there are a considerable amount of guests that are stopping by to look at the individual panels put up on the wall and boards.
素人の写真展なんか見て何が面白いのか理解に苦しみますけど。
Come on now, you can't say that about an exhibit you helped make.
お姉ちゃんが撮った写真ってどれ？
These over here.
やめてください。
I show Suzuha the one panel. The theme of our astrophotography gallery is the constellation myths of the four seasons. Written beneath every constellation photograph is the respective myth along with the name of the person that took it. The beginners groups, consisting of me, Sakaki, and Aoi, primarily focused on the fall constellations. The reason for that is fairly simple. That being it happened to be early fall when we started.
お姉ちゃんの写真、綺麗な十字架だね。白鳥座の北十字。本当は夏の星座だから撮りづらかったけど。こっちは何？顕微鏡座。南底の星空と違って地平線に下の方が隠れてたけど。私は南底の星空ってほとんど覚えてないけど、お姉ちゃんの写真みたいに素敵だったんだろうね。
Aoi is awfully embarrassed. Quite the rare sight to
他
behold.
にお姉ちゃんが撮ったのは？まだ見たいの？全部見たい。
Pulled along by Suzuha, Aoi starts to guide her with a bright red face. Looks like it is fine to leave Suzuha to her big sister.
お兄ちゃんお兄ち
So that's one more ass beating. No.
ゃん。まだ何も言ってないよ。
I already know what you were about to say. You wanted me to be your guide, and my answer is no.
なんで昨日もそんな風に言ってちなみのこと追い出そうとしてたし。
It is pretty embarrassing to show other people, I admit. And understand how Aoi feels.
どうせ写真に名前載ってるからバレバレなのにな。
Then you don't need me to show you.
ちなみはお兄ちゃんと一緒に見たいんだもん。
I have my job as receptionist to fill here. Squirt having the visitors fill out the survey and stuff is demanding work.
やだやだ、お兄ちゃんはちなみの案内係なんだもん。それが主催者のお客に対するマナーと責任なんだもん。
Alright, miss. We are heading to the lower level.
それエレベーターの案内だから。ちなみの頭アイアンクローしながら床に押し付けようとしないで、お兄ちゃん。
ここね。相変わらず物質は視聴覚室のままなのね。
Next, Mayaka shows
ち
up.
ゃんと写真展になってるじゃない。去年のプラネタリウムもそうだけど、私たちの天文部よりある意味頑張ってるわね。
お母さん、いらっしゃいませ。別に来なくてよかったのに。
あんたたちが撮った写真はどれ？
別に見なくていいから。写真の下に作者の名前が載ってますよ。
これが小雨のね。へえ、卒のない写真ね。あんたに似て一見すると火の打ちどころがないけど、よく見ると荒っ。
お母さんらしい感想ありがとうございます。というか評論家でもないくせになんでそんなに偉そうなのよ。
それに引き換えこっちは一見しただけでも下手くそね。
悪かったわね。
小桃が撮ったやつなんだ。
そうよ。
下手くそね。
しょうがないでしょ、初心者なんだから。
こんなんじゃひばり祭大賞狙うのなんて100万光年早いんじゃないの？
冷やかしだったらもう帰ってくれる？ ちなみに後年は時間ではなく距離の単位ですよ。
でもまあ子桃だったらたくさん努力してうまく取れるようになるんでしょうね。来年には大賞狙えるようになるんでしょうね。
Izakaki and Kosame seem like they'll be the ones showing Mayaka around.
まやかさん、先に行かないでください。ここだとは思いましたけど。
Alright, there's Onshino. Good afternoon, Onshino.
こんにちは、二人とも。って家族の挨拶としては変かしら。それじゃあおかえりなさい。それも変かしらね。
So I came to take a look too.
毎年楽しみにしてるのよ。ひばり校は部活動が盛んだから出し物も本格的で面白くって、今年は特に楽しみにしてたしね。
Is there some specific program you wanted to check out?
ようちゃんの写真展。
Well, it's not like it's my personal photo gallery, though.
他はもう回った？
Yeah, this morning it was crowded pretty much everywhere. Okaizumi was our receptionist for the morning, and now it was my turn. Accordingly, Isakaki, Kosame, and Aoi have also been taking breaks and turns. But off from everyone will be present all the same. I guess ultimately everyone can't get the photo gallery out of their minds, wondering how things are
今日は
going.
もうずっと写真展に？
Yeah, but I want to take part in the after party at the end.
踊る相手はいるものね。
Right.
ようちゃんが撮った写真はどれ？
This one. I know it's kind of blurry.
とても綺麗。
No, it's just flattery, but I appreciate it.
写真は撮る対象もそうだけど、撮った本人の気持ちも大切なのよ。だからこの写真はとても綺麗で温かい。私が所属していた天文部の部長の言葉よ。
Which would mean also his dad. Onshino proceeds to go around looking at all the photos one after another. Suzu has Aoi accompany her, and Mayaka has her daughters. Whoops.
しのさんが来ちゃったらお兄ちゃんを独り占めするのは諦めるしかないね。
Pulling me along by my arm, Chinami heads after Onshino. Since I have my receptionist job, I try to head back, but
こっちはいいよ。案内してあげたらいい。
next thing I know, Okaizumi has come back from his break. I bow to him with a sorry, which Okaizumi responds to with a casual wave of his hand. Onshino? Onshino removes her eyes from the pictures and looks at me. If you want, I can tell you about the constellations on the pictures and whatnot. Since Onshino used to be in the astronomy club, she might not need any explanations. In addition, the myths are explained in text beneath the individual photos. Even so, Onshino accepts my offer with a warm
あり
smile.
がとう。お願いしようかしら。
Fall myths, everything from love stories to adventures. I've also memorized a couple of them all for this day. I carefully recite the individual stories. This could be my only chance. My chance to finally say what I wanted to say but couldn't. Onshino? After I finished reciting one story, I broached the matter. I would like to take more photos of the night sky. My voice starts to falter. I want to take better photos. So, well, what expression should I make at a time like this? I thought about what I would do with my mother, but I don't know whether it was just that I didn't remember or what, because nothing came to mind. It is then that Onshino takes
姉
over.
さんがね、言っていたの。ようちゃんは甘えない子供だって。
I guess that must be why I couldn't think of
お小
anything.
遣いをねだったこともない。わがままを言って困らせることもない。親子喧嘩をしたことだってない。だから
Jinami is also listening attentively next to
姉
me.
さんもきっと今みたいなようちゃんを望んでいたんじゃないかしら。お兄ちゃん。
Yeah, I know. So, you see, I summon my courage and say it. I want the telescope. So, I would like you
わ
to...
がまま言っちゃダメよ。買いたいなら自分で貯めて買いなさい。
That is unexpected.
一度ね、やってみたかったの。姉さんもやってみたかったと思うの。あなたのわがままを叱ること。
like, I just want him to stop acting so selflessly. Just act selfish once so I can give you shit for it. That's basically what she's saying. Like, constantly, he's like, okay, like, I'm gonna look for a part-time job so I can pay her back for the food expenses. Don't you dare do that! Just accept the money. and I was like, well, since you want me to depend on you, could I ask for help with this? Don't be selfish!
バイトは続けてもいいから、
And a smile returns to Ochino's
欲
face.
しいものは自分の力で手に入れなさい。あなたはアスホちゃんだってそうやって手に入れたんでしょ。
It's kind of like her body just instantly goes limp after that thread of tension snaps.
結局どうなったの？変わったところはあっても何も変わらないのよ。
Jinami's completely puzzled. As for me, I'm thinking about how I'll have to ask Asu's dad to rehire me. This time I'd be able to openly work without a guilty conscience.
ようちゃん、アスホちゃんは？
Onchino looks around. Asu isn't anywhere inside the room. She's in the reference room. Want me to call her?
ちょっと待ってね。宗一郎さんに聞いてみるから。
It appears that he's come too. He's a bit far away from us, gazing at the photos, accompanied by the myths of the fall. Other than fall, there was a spring, summer, and winter. Also, Kosume and Okaizumi are in charge of those photos. Various photos that they had each taken before the rest of us joined the circle. In addition, also used some photos she took outside the club while thinking of the many stories surrounding constellations her dad had told her. After all, Hibarikazuki's starry sky is quite literally a treasure trove of myths. Also has always been gazing up at those stars, while thinking of her father, hoping that one day he would go back to telling her those stories.
小笠原君、
I suppose Aunt Shino must have told him as he comes over upon noticing
この
me.
パネルには何も飾らないのかい？
He's standing at the section where photos of the summer constellations are on display. And like all the others, there's just a single empty panel on the
タイト
board.
ルはひばりが崎の流れ星となっているけど、
お父さ
Hearing that voice, the man just stops talking.
ん、間に合ってよかった。
Also standing there,
たった今完成したの。
she approached him and comes to a halt before him.
これがテンクルの写真展最後の一枚だよ。
Did you just fucking paint that? Bitch, what? Yo, it would have been dead ass really fucking funny if he just fucking picked up and like went to the storage, just came out with the fucking meteorite, just put it on the table. There.
どうかな、うまく描けてるかな。慣れてなくて時間かかっちゃったけど、当日になっても終わらなくて焦りもしたけど、だけどみんなが写真展の仕事を引き受けてくれたから、私のために頑張ってくれたから、だから間に合った。どうかな、お父さん。思い出の中の夕焼け空、うまく描けてるかな。ひばりが崎の流れ星、うまく描けてるかな。
Was a shooting star that was only visible the year I moved away from Ibarigasaki, the one that caused Asu's accident on her way back from school. A star that glowed so bright in the sky even though the sun had yet to set. Since we couldn't put that up as a photo, there was only the option of using her memories as the guide and painting it on a canvas. I have to say, I was So I managed to recapture it beautifully. Also, it protected that memory of hers without letting it cloud over.
私はね、お父さんが仕事ばかりでうちにいなくても平気だったんだよ。お父さんは、星を追いかけていたお父さんは私の好きなお父さんだったから。だから私も星を追いかけた。小学生の時に事故に遭ったのはそのせいなの。私の耳が悪かったせいじゃないんだよ。耳が悪かった私を一人にしたせいじゃないんだよ。お父さんのせいじゃないんだよ。全部お父さんの勘違いだったんだよ。
そうか。
そうだよ。
僕は麻生が車の音をよく聞き取れなくて。
もう全然違うよ。
そうなのか。
そうだよ。
僕はこんなにも長い間勘違いをしていたのか。
そうだよ。お父さんそそっかしいんだから。
そうだね。
それで天文学者まで辞めちゃって。私は辞めてほしくなかったのに、お父さんに天文学者続けてほしかったのに、星を追いかけてるお父さんが好きだったのに。だからお父さんが天文学者を辞めたって私のためなんかにならないのに。そそっかしいにも程があるんだから。
そうだね。
私がお父さんの喫茶店を手伝ってたのだって、お父さんが喫茶店をやりながらでも天文学者の仕事に戻れる余裕ができればって思って、それで手伝ってたのに、お父さん全然気づいてくれなくて、私も怒って今日まで仲直りできなかった。
そうだね。
ごめんなさいお父さん。
いや、僕の方こそごめん。気づいてあげられなくてごめん。ああ、本当に。
僕はそそっかしい、そそっかしかったんだな。
Why is my fucking wrists hurt so much all of a sudden? What the fuck? Ah! It's been gun here on Hibari High Sports Grounds. It's just might be my first time looking at a fire from this close. The after party's huge bonfire. The night wind of fall carries the sparks up high before they dissolve into the starlit sky. With the ferocious crimson of the tower of stacked up wood at our center, and the gentle white sheen of the stars above, she and I take our first dance steps. We dance with one another, giving ourselves away to the folk dance music.
左最大賞残念だったね。
Might have been done in by the fact that we were still beginners.
参加することに意義があるんだから。
Man, what happened? Not too long ago, you were all fired up about getting that increase in club funds.
でも来年は期待してるよ。
Koizumi will have already left us by then.
卒業しても部室に顔出すって言ってたよ。OB でも堂々と校舎入っていいかどうか、こももちゃんに聞いてみるって。
Well, even if it's not, I'm sure we can count on Hizkaki to persuade the student council. Jealous?
ようちゃん嫌い。
I take a step and pull on Asuho's arm, which shortens the distance between us. While visibly embarrassed, also plays their hand on my chest. This proximity is something precious to us, something irreplaceable. Her position, nestled close to my right, is her place to be. As our words reach each other keenly.
ひばり祭ももう終わりだね。
Sure flew by.
あっという間に終わっちゃった。びっくりするくらいに。ようちゃんが転入してからのこの3ヶ月、いろんなことがあったよね。3ヶ月じゃなくて 3年くらい経ったみたいに感じる。なのにあっという間に過ぎちゃった。
Maybe it's because things don't change all that much.
時間が経っても変わらないからあっという間。
But Agasaki's sky, brightly lit by the bonfire, doesn't change either. It's so fucking funny that in this one, it's like even if it changes, it doesn't change much. It seems to be the fucking lesson here. Then over in fucking Kamiyama, is the whole thing like, don't fear change. Change is something we all need. Nanami needs to change and actually tell people to not fucking single her out and treat her treat her like she's special. Hanayo needs to change because she refuses to think of her own happiness. It's constant thing of things need to change. And then here the game is like, well, things don't really change, do they? It's like, what the fuck? Starlight may be concealed by the sparks. The constellations we gaze up at are right there, shining forever and ever.
私のこの恋も変わらないでいられたらってそう思う。
I mean, it's gotta change at some point, you know. It's not gonna be the same between now and when you're married. It won't. I mean, your feelings for me never faded all this time. So my feelings for you that I hold right now will never change either. The other students that I've been watching from around the bonfire gradually also join in, making the folk dance circle grow more and more. We sing and dance and return that energy and zeal back to the night sky through the
みんな
bonfire.
が輪になって広がってこういうのを大団円っていうのかな。
It's not the end just yet, though.
そうだね。
Tomorrow it's clean up.
あさってが振り替え休日になるんだよね。
By the way, I'm gonna start working again.
私もお手伝い再開だよ。
Like that, Asu and I will weave our everyday life. Always right near each other, never changing. Taking hold of these memories we share, so they can never fade away.
りょうちゃんと一緒に思い出たくさん作るんだから。
No. No credits.
春の星座って言ったら北斗七星をあげる人が多いけど、私は乙女座が一番好きかな。乙女座の一等星スピカはラテン語で穀物の意味なんだって。だから乙女座の神話では農業の女神デメテルが語られることが多いんだ。デメテルは大神ゼウスの姉で娘のペルセポネをすごく可愛がってたの。
And then Hades happened, which isn't a negative thing. Hades happened, and Persephone was just kind of like, you know what? It's actually pretty fucking neat down here.
だけどある日冥府の神ハデスにさらわれちゃって、そこでペルセポネはハデスの妃にされるんだけど。
Did you just say Persephone?
だけどある日冥府の神ハデスにさらわれちゃって、そこでペルセポネは
She just said Persephone. Okay.
嘆き悲しんだデメテルは洞穴に閉じこもるようになって、そのせいで地上の草花が芽吹かなくなっちゃうの。だからゼウスはペルセポネを母のもとに返すよ。ペルセポネは1年のうち4ヶ月間だけは夫のところ、残りの8ヶ月を母のところで暮らすようになった。それが草花がお休みする4ヶ月の冬の始まりだって言われてるんだ。
Cold winter passes, and we welcome the warm spring and become third years. But you're still in fucking winter uniforms. I mean, you look very dapper in that, Dior, but still. Classes are reshuffled, and While unfortunately me and Aso end up in different classes, we're always together at club. We often covertly use the rooftop outside of club time to look up at the stars together. Aso has become the new club president, and accordingly now holds the rooftop key. That is what allows us to gaze up the spring starlit sky next to each other. It isn't as desolate as the fall sky, and it isn't as brilliant as winter's. It offers a lovely sight to behold in its own right. The stars in the sky shine with charm. It is the starry sky that suits Asuho the most.
あと春の星空って言ったらやっぱりあれだね。北の空に昇る北斗七星、牛飼い座のアークトゥルス、そして乙女座のスピカー。それらを結ぶと、ほら。
A complete triangle. The spring triangle.
それだけじゃないんだよ。純白のスピカとオレンジ色のアークトゥルスは春の目をとぼしとも呼ばれてるんだ。
Reminds me of him and Hikoboshi.
そうだね。そうなのかもしれない。乙女座のスピカは織姫、牛飼い座のアークトゥルスは彦星なのかもしれないね。
I mean, it makes sense with the naming conventions of the actual, like, constellations. That is why I believe that I will never forget. We'll never forget the spring that about the stars we gazed up at together. I'm sure we'll continue to look up at the stars together from now on.
たまにね、考えることがあるんだ。ようちゃんは怒るかもしれないけど、まだ考えちゃうことがあるんだよ。もしもようちゃんが子供の頃に引っ越さなかったら、離れ離れになることがなかったら、ようちゃんはどんな彦星になったのか。彦星はやっぱり織姫を選んだのかな。それともスピカを選んでくれたのかな。
Put an arm around her shoulder and draw her towards me. You're starting from a flawed assumption there, Asuho. I'm not Hikoboshi to begin with. Kokosaka, you wanna love me no Hoshi, Asuho?
キザだね。
Yes, it is. No crying.
泣いてないもん。
Well, if you do, I'll kiss you.
泣いてないけどしてもらおうかな。されたら泣いちゃうかもしれないけどね。
I will never let her tears be stained by sadness. I've thought so to myself many times over. After all, if put into about the terms, that has become my sacred calling at this point.
ようちゃん好きだよ。ようちゃんずっとそばにいるからね。ようちゃんの右隣にいて笑ってるからね。
Smile on her face, tears well up in her eyes. Drops of tears that stream down her cheeks as I kiss her are as beautiful as a shooting star streaming across the sky. The spouses in the heavens twinkle, and shining their light upon the two of us.
ずっと一緒だからね。ようちゃん。
Was something about it forever being together with him. I'm guessing. I'm not 100% sure though. And just like that, we've got another route knocked out of the park. Next up is Aoi, and after that, I dread. I kind of like... It is really a shame that I dread Aoi. Just because I know that after Aoi, it's Chinami's turn. Really is a fucking shame. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you next time. Bye-bye. Also is currently... From the routes I finished, honest to God, also is the lowest. Like, Asuho is great. Asuho is cute and all. I don't know. I just prefer Komamon Kusame. I don't know why. Anyway, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Just wanted to say next time. Bye.